Going away, just line them up as usual.
Yeah.
If I'm me getting a refresh, why am I... Card, do you want to come and get a refresh kit?
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
I've saved it, so I can just...
I think he needs to go spell. Oh. Fuck you, thanks.
I don't
Was
know.
it? Oh, God,
You mean done?
yeah, done.
Ian, mate, I'll be out my makeup. That looks sexy.
Oh, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, can you get a hand? Yeah, sure, that works. Well, what it is I'm locked into the map.
You get some
Alright, that's
Kill
it.
yourself.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Nah.
Oh, chain group.
Yeah, it's just a case of I'm looking at the map and I can't do anything else.
I have another issue, Nick.
Right up.
Everything he said in Arma.
Right.
Everything reset, what do you mean?
All my keybinds.
Oh,
my
yeah.
circuits.
Yeah, that does when you need to...
The rest, it's fucking ready.
Well, I didn't
I don't-
install the game, it was all fine.
Yeah, it can happen, mate. It
I
can
don't
happen.
just loading, just kidding.
We have some things to do then tonight.
Alright, no.
Faffing about key bindings and shit.
Yeah. Every
Right.
time I press my push it.
Alright, yeah, Chase.
Yeah.
So make sure you got your advanced movement bound. That's the most
Oh,
important bit to say.
I can't even remember what mine is anymore, but I guess I'll figure it out when I get close to my fix it.
And just spam the buttons like, okay, this works.
I think it's Alt V. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, check 1, 2, 3, over.
Warren, get over here. We've got 2 man herringbone. Use it if in somewhere.
Right, so can you read from the herringbone just next to the... I think that's 2-3 actually.
I make 2 fuse more.
Control V, do you have it on, yeah?
I have an Alt V.
Control V is the ace climb, which doesn't work basically. It's
Yeah,
just
I have Alt
horrendous.
V instead. Left Alt V. Which is fucking brilliant.
You need to go to custom controls and bind action 1. So just the regular armor controls all the way down.
Isn't it
Custom
user action 20?
Yeah.
Almost?
action 1 as well, because I've got it to action 1.
Alright, fair enough. Whatever. Don't matter.
As long as it works.
What?
It's okay. It's okay.
If we for you, we don't need a mod of much as of right now, we're just a 5
So, can someone help me out? Or...
Oh, hang on, everybody stay still, let me do the attendance right now. Oh.
I suspect that's Squires.
Can someone help me out, please?
Yeah, apparently there's some weird bug in Zeus for some people that if you open the map you
That
get
would
kicked
be
out.
Alexander.
Yeah, Squires is having a hard time.
What can I do for you?
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
he does have that map opening bug.
I
No,
can't.
put you back on the... Ah.
Is he in the Sue slot though?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's all the indie.
Okay, because I'm...
What the fuck is going on?
Yep. You was stuck, mate.
What the fuck, Harlick?
That's
was
what you
stuck,
get.
alright.
That's what you get for denouncing the hit list.
Alright, let me get back to the attendance. Just casually murdering the guy.
Looks like he's still fucking stuck.
Here comes Jenna.
What?
That's
Oh, he's not.
Love you, Jenna.
Stender, you good?
Right, what's wrong?
There you go.
I was bugged, I'm not now.
What did he say?
What did you say to the count, man?
I expect to thank you for killing you.
Wait, so with 2 LMG guns,
Alrighty then.
I'm all good.
good.
Yep, long range to the set.
Sorry about that.
That's really it.
Colin, do you require me to be Zeus with the night's training?
Say again, Mick?
Do you require me to be Zeus with the night's training?
No, one Zeus squires would be enough.
Alright, cool.
The last bit is live fire and then not too big town, so one guy should be able to handle that.
Oh, hey, Colin.
Hey, come on.
Already to...
Hey, Nick. Alrighty then.
Take it, man.
Do you want me to move forward to the
I can see you, Nick. Yep.
Govan, where's your BFA?
Where's Grim?
I don't know. Daniel
Let's just get in. There's got model.
These 3 meds don't have a problem.
I told him what to think about the weekend.
It's not with the server.
I'd rather enough have someone shoot someone by accident.
Yeah. Yeah, go talk to his boss.
Great.
This was.
Yell at Thomas.
I might today
Okay.
stick to you guys, Colin, because there is only me and Howard.
In that case,
you have the van, mate.
yeah, you're going to 2%?
Yeah, yeah, I'll go 2%.
Alright, cheers, mate.
Oh, was it?
Did you that? Oh, I was just sit up vacancy.
Okay.
Squire.
Was in the lake.
Wait, say again? I can't hear you because of the fucking helicopter.
Sorry.
Now blue.
I don't know why.
There we go.
Alright.
You give
Can you hear them right?
No, there's last radio check once
I don't care what your color is, right?
Okay, Colin, just to make sure for the line.
Charlie, this is 237, 2
Yeah, 4-1, 4-1.
Go on, 4-1, out.
Charlie 2, this is 2-2 Charlie, signing in on 4-1 out.
So
Charlie, this is 2-3 Delta, signing in on 4-1 out.
Thing if I say 2-3 or
Charlie, this is 2-1, signing on to frequency 4-1 out.
you don't have to do it.
How can I make my first call, like, on the radio? The call, like, radio check.
It's frequency 110, mate. Once you're on that, you can do it.
Fuck.
You are allowed a map, you aren't allowed a compass. Get a map.
100, you said?
Mm-hmm. 110, 110.
Okay.
I will be,
kind of integrating the two platoons.
100, this is free mat, radio check, over.
110, mate. 110. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Ah, fuck.
Radio check out.
Cross 2-3. Borrow 1. E2. BB.
Oh, we're just no worries yet. There's
A,
2
King,
mates on
4,
anyway.
Watson.
Yeah, I'll hang around with.
And I even made it on the fucking 300 frequency. Fuck's sake, I forgot it.
Charlie 1, this is 1-3 Delta, signing in on frequency 4-1 out.
3 Delta.
No, he's okay.
Does he need the fucking
Radio check.
Charlie 1, this is 3-1, standing on frequency 4-1 out.
said 4 minutes has been 7 minutes, so technically I would say you can execute him.
Hello, Brett. Wrong.
Well done, whoever said that.
Are you really merged once
Break my charge on it.
one of the two jobs?
Have not, no. I was gonna leave, up to Cornish and Mick how they wanted to do that.
Wendy, you be on.
Hello, 13 Delta. This is 13 Charlie. Ready to check on frequency 41. Over.
Give me 1 second, mate, 'cause I'm just actually going to import it now.
Hello, 13 Charlie. This is 13 Delta. Radio check. Okay. Out.
Grim, where's your helmet?
Yeah.
Of course, Naylor's not actually
Put a cover on your grape.
Alright, Grim's gonna be.
Where's your PT belt? Well,
On my,
letting recruit Redden.
that won't fucking load in. So,
yeah.
what I can do is this, and then you just have to modify
I
it
think
slightly.
he's hooking up with the point tonight.
Yeah, sure, no worries.
I'm after an island.
Over here, Grim. Come on.
Radio check. Frequency 3. Over.
Oh, Donahoe, come on, you're starting to really tick me off, mate. I'm going to inject you with morphine if you're not careful.
Get on my.
Radio check. Okay.
Don't you dare, free meds watching.
What do you need me to try?
Oh. I'll tap your shoulder until you die. There you go.
Daniel, over there.
Arsenal there.
Alright, Cornish, I was just gonna let you and Mick sort out personnel wise.
Yeah.
However you want to divvy it up in numbers.
Just teleporting back behind the boss. Hello Johnson, can you join Delta please?
If I'm not mistaken, 13 and 23 are going to
Just
get merged.
separate out the
Then,
Yeah,
depending
I
on the
think that's
numbers
it.
of 2, 1,
I mean,
1.
2-3. Yeah, 2-3 has 4 guys.
Yeah, I believe 13 has 4 as well, so that would be 8 perfect section more or less.
Yeah, behind it.
Alright, make sure you have a BFA.
Right, tap. Step down, don't worry about my spot, just take it. Go, step back.
Yeah, we're talking about you, Cameron.
I'm going to stand up.
Hang on. I got no shot, so not right now.
Okay.
Next time we'll just lose my shit.
Roger that. And obviously the next one will catch up. Then
XTF from me, bitch.
Manage to muster up a fire team. Makes it interesting, everyone.
Alright, I'm on fucking 30 or something.
alright, guys. Is it
1 second.
I fucking I can play Arma 3 on Ultra on 60 FPS.
If you can do that in multiplayer,
No, not multiplayer, fucking multiplayer is client, not client side, server side.
yeah, mate. Right, yeah.
Armor isn't all about GTA.
Why?
Oh, I liking the new spandex uniform.
Feels nice and tight around the crotch.
Yeah, the fuzz in your head looks like black lady hair.
Does it?
Too heavy.
Did you just assume my race?
Yes, I did.
I'm triggered. Triggered!
It's a Jufro.
Who the fuck is
Better be happy that fucking McCormack ain't here. He probably would have pissed himself.
yeah, 4-1 tonight, mate. 4-1.
Yeah, I know.
I got
Are you on the 4 tonight, Tap?
What's up?
Tap. Are you on the 4 tonight?
Yeah, I did.
Then you see a bang.
Yeah.
On that game, and the gun has been stripped.
Now we'll go over it with Mickelson, how we're going to merge the sections.
I like how you character
I've merged 1, 2, and 1, 3.
2-2 also only has 5 guys.
How do I?
1-3 goes up to 5 then, don't
Squires,
they?
put 2-2. Wait.
Oh, what's up?
What is it?
How can I like
What about you
use them?
on
You
3,
want-
Nicholson?
I've just merged them with 1, 2, so they're.
You got 2 sections already.
Yeah, I have a 6-man section and a 7-man section.
Ah, come on.
Wait, so
Five teams
okay,
up,
so put
between
2-3 with the 6-man. Is that what you did already?
Alright.
That was the initial plan, but that would be 11-man section. So
And then a 7-man section and 7 and 5.
What you'd have to do is split either one of the 4-man sections in 2-2. Basically, one person goes into the.
we also have FSS, so
Or do we want to
3
mix up
guys with
fire
them.
teams or something?
FSS as well. For God's sake! For God's
Yeah.
sake! For God's sake!
I can hear you.
Just messing up my
And we
planning.
do not care.
Oh yeah, there you go. Hey, split 2-3.
2-3 and send them to which
Yeah,
sections?
because they have an IC and 2 IC.
Right. So who am I sending where?
Well, in that case, merge
Karen,
2-1,
like,
2-2.
divide 2-3 into 3 and 2. You and King each taking one group.
Gonna hurt you back.
Warren, I think maybe Watson.
I do have Naylor coming in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, how many guys do you have, Hayes?
5.
And, okay, so
Excluding myself.
So 2-1, 2-2 is going to be overstrength section, but
I mean, if you put me into 2-1, then we've got 6 guys.
we have the 5 of 2-2 if I'm not mistaken. No, mate, can I count? Wait, they got 6.
They got 6. Leave 2-2.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I was really not meant to. I was hoping for fucking full sections, but hey.
yeah.
So green will red be
I have the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2-1 and.
Oh, we got 6 and 7 from one platoon.
Right, merge 2-1 and 2-3. Just play it with 4 sections. That way we can kind of have 6-man sections.
That'll work.
Yeah, should be okay.
Boss, can you?
That's all good.
Hear that, Karen? Like,
Again, yeah. Always fucking divided, mate.
I just so
I get
you're just gonna merge.
anyway,
It's gonna be 2-3 and 2-1 merged together. So you're gonna have a 12-man section.
Yeah, Roger.
Right, crap. So take bosses at 30 so we can get some. Yeah.
Again?
All of them. All of them, boss.
all of Delta, right?
Just keep bossing kind of 2-1 results.
Oh, everyone, right?
What the f...
Alright, 2-3, we are merging with fucking 2-1. So, boss, go ahead. Yeah, everybody join the group.
So we got 4 sections now, right?
Yeah, that's a total 4 sections.
Yeah, so we got more to play with. One, 3.
Guess that means 2-2 still short. What, 6 guys? 5 guys?
Yeah, if they got 6, that's alright because...
No.
yeah, we also have FSS, so...
An attack would be best.
And throw FSS into 2-2, that will make 9. So we have 2 more or less full strength sections and 2 lower strength sections.
I have a 7 and 6-man section. You guys have a what?
Yeah, we also got FSS still, 3 guys for FSS.
They can do their own job, it's fine.
Okay.
You've got 4 sections, okay, total.
Yeah, so 7 or 3, yeah, 7, 8, 7, 6. Alright.
Delta. This is blue.
Okay.
Blue.
2, 2, 2, 3,
No,
1,
no,
1,
no.
1, 3.
And then warrant swap into Charlie.
Okay.
We'll have Warrell and
Am
Warrell.
I going behind Daniel?
Yeah, change to red. Daniel, you don't need to move anywhere. Yeah, move up, please. Make sure
Also
you're
keep in mind
next.
for right now you are my acting 2 IC,
good?
so you will be
Alright.
2v Delta on long range.
Yeah, this is the order, March.
Yeah, roger.
But can we move up back a bit, because we're out of line now.
Yeah, if you need to go there, Arsenal, go ahead. Get Warren and just scoot back just a little bit.
And like, try and stand up and look behind you.
2, 3.
So,
Does that seem like a straight line?
no,
Does that seem like a straight line to you?
no it doesn't.
No, please fix it.
OCD.
Alright.
Tyrion, he doesn't know it's straight.
Alright, come on guys. Straight lines from me on.
So just to join the group,
Tell me.
Come on.
press control,
More left.
key,
Amelia, Johnson.
key management, and then
More.
I was a pro player back then.
No, the other left, mate. My left. My left. Come on.
Jesus
Step to
Christ.
left, mate.
So we're starting to move now.
Welcome to the shit show. Alright, gonna get 1 platoon moving towards the area where we need to go. So 2 platoon will follow in show. Alright, 2 platoon, 1 platoon, listen up! Order of march, 1-1 and 1-3. We're going to be moving to the southwest. If you look to the distance, you will see a small town with some sort of garage thingy. We're gonna gather up underneath there. Platoon column, let's go. Order of march. So towards the
Platoon, just
southwest.
gonna follow in, right behind them. Step it off, kind of in order as they. So Cameron first, and then
Roger.
I'll go take them out behind.
Fuck you.
Colin, when you get there, tell Cooney to get his helmet off.
Roger, will do.
And wet?
this line straight.
It's like. I don't even know.
Make sure we're straight.
Go a bit forward.
That's fine.
I'm in line with these guys.
I'm in line with this guy.
We started the line.
Oh well, yeah. Point like that.
A lot nice, neat herringbone, please.
Cooney, get your helmet up.
Herringbone is pro.
Will do.
Pro skills from Pointer.
What the hell's going on with your herringbone?
Point is just split it down the middle.
Nice, herringbone.
What the fuck, 1-3?
He's so disabled.
Boom.
To the left.
Left.
Don't worry, I'll
Oh, damn.
on those sections.
It's alright as long as you guys are on the handball.
Just by the way,
It's not that you were trying to form a herringbone before air.
Other way, come on.
That's not how the line goes.
As soon as you face towards the
fucking
lead,
hell.
when you're
Oh, days.
close,
Oh boy.
your
Electric,
the
not this.
body of your player gets pushed to the side.
It's a left.
When you come into the line.
Left a little bit.
How hard it is to figure this shit out.
No, as in,
Oh,
in line. Yeah, okay.
You've got 4 sections in FSS.
like, when you come into the line, you can't face the way you came in. You have to face immediately
Yeah, FSS just, yeah.
and stay facing.
Gotta do FSS things.
Right.
I read just falling a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
The Irish communists on the woods and
Yeah, Hacker, you're better.
Right, let's get started, shall we?
Oh my god.
Alright, gentlemen. Good evening. Tonight's topic of MST is going to be fibula and obua. So, fibula you all know, and obua basically is the fibula on the platoon / company scale. To quickly address the topics we're going to be covering with the fibula for you guys is building awareness. So how do you look at the building, how can you easily class and break it down so you can easily communicate. Of course, the default forming up and breaching of a building, and the different ways of breaching it. And another topic that doesn't necessarily always gets covered in fibula are the arcs of resistance and arcs of fire. The first bit will be taught by Jesus to my right, the arcs arcs of resistance and path of resistance will be covered by myself. So with that note, I'm going to hand it over to Hayes.
Right, if you can't all hear me, now would be the time to tell me. But if you look to your current, if you're facing me, you're 7 o'clock, you'll see a red building with a yellow-white base. For the sake of the fact you don't have freaking compasses, I'll just use clock faces in the direction you're generally meant to be facing. If you can't see that building, you're going to be doing something wrong. I'm kind of concerned at all the people that are still fucking facing Cornish.
You can use reload.
Right, try and get the boring shit out of the way so you can start shooting it properly. Okay, when facing a house, it's not always easy to define what side of the house you want to be breaching from or you want to be spotting your targets. In this case, it's a lot harder when you've got no compass to say east, north, south, west side of a building. Hence the British Army use a colour system to define the sides of a building at times. The sides are white for the front, so the front being where the front door is, and considering I hear a lot of people bragging about trying to work out what town it is from Arma 2, they should be able to work out which one is the front door. Black being the rearmost building, which in this case is the side we're looking at. Red is the left side of the building, based off the front door, so left of the front door, not left of your current position. And blue is right side of the front door. Makes sense? Now, it doesn't matter what colours you use for left and right, because you can easily use pink and purple like some of the guys I used to do when I was in the rifles. As long as it's really clear from section size or section SOPs what side is left and right, it generally doesn't matter, but black and white are kind of relatively the same, okay? Second thing, when trying to define windows and doors without saying fucking or whatever door at this second, I don't know, correct thing, we make it kind of simpler. The lower floor is known as Alpha, the upper floor is known as Bravo, and you've got so on and so forth, so third floor Charlie, fourth floor Delta, so on and so forth. From left to right based off the front door of the building, so in this case left is the rightmost from our vision. You're using the numbers 1 through to however, so for example on the Alpha floor there is a window at 2 and at 3. Anyone already lost? Hand up if you've got a question, we'll just do it like that.
Yes, you said
Can't hear you.
Alpha 2, you say Alpha 2 and 3,
Yes.
right? But
Yes.
but on Alpha there are only 2 windows.
Yes.
Where's
in
one?
position. Okay.
Is that because it's doing columns?
Yes.
Along
Yes.
in line with the top one?
Whoever's saying that is correct. So for example, if you look at on Bravo floor, there is windows 1, 2, 3, and 4. However, on Alpha floor, there isn't a 1, but there is a 2. You're basing it off columns like the individual said.
Right, okay, thank you.
Oh, yeah, the one position is where I'm standing, basically.
Yeah. This is it.
Now,
This is
wouldn't that be the fourth? Which square is it?
that would be, yes, that is actually the 4th. That is actually the 4th, yes. Has anyone got any questions regarding it? This is all building awareness is.
Yes, yes, another question now. We are assuming white is where the front door is, but what if we don't know, like say you're looking at this building and you cannot see any doors. In other words, the door is on one of the sides that we cannot see. Then,
and
how do
assume
we...
that the one you're facing, or the section's facing, is white.
Right, okay.
The only reason I say white side is the one with the front door in it is because if you're trying to communicate to another section who may be on the other side of the building, but this side of it is white to you, they have no idea. They think white is your black side, if that makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, just to clarify in numbers, it's from the... You adjust out from the door, not left to right?
Based on the front doors, left and right. So, for example, I know that the front door is on the... It's on the white side, which to us would be the black side because we can't see it. And is our... So, I based it from facing eastwards, which is currently to your 6 o'clock, right to left. Okay?
Right.
If that's too confusing, then don't bother with the front door shit and just keep it with your section sides being, alright, the side I can see is white. Yeah?
Okay, that's better.
So does it go around clockwise or okay.
No, I meant in regards to the window numbering system.
Windows numbering system is always left to right, never right to left, regardless of what side you're using.
Okay, it's always left to right.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
I've got a question.
Yes.
What if the building has like more than 4 sides?
It's
you've got
not
4
necessarily the
colours.
sides itself, it's more about the direction it's facing.
Alright.
Okay?
Okay.
Right. Next thing, we'll move off now. This is a bit more interesting. I'm going to need the guys that were with me on Thursday just to stand up so we can demonstrate it better. We're not going to stand around here for them, you're not going to see. So, if those who were with me on Thursday could just form up on the door on the red side of that building, that'd be brilliant. Everyone else, if you could just fill in like a tactical bimble so that you can all see them, that'd be brilliant.
So everyone, move up so you can see and hear what they're doing.
Right, can you all go crouch? There's a fucking ladder here that's not going to see. Okay. You're missing a guy back in here now.
I'm on 30.
Hello. Alright. Right, can everyone see that the mixed up section on the door? Alright, I'm going to say everyone not saying anything, yes. How this is formed up is in pairs, basically, and do not bloody worry about your order of march because during fibula, obua, whatever you want to call it in your sections, it will change. Often enough, you'll have men go down who need to swap out, you'll have replacements come in who have no idea how your section works, so on and so forth. But the general idea works out that the first 2 people in the front are never a section commander, but rather just 2 basic rifleman guys, or LMG grenadiers, whatever. These consist of the first pair. Third man is always the section commander. Always the section commander. Following through, there is a second pair, which is once again 2 ordinary section members. And the 6th guy is the 2IC. 6th guy, once again, is always the 2IC. Then, following down, depending on how big your section is, it goes on again from 2 additional pairs, which I can't do because we've got 1 guy here. This is how the British Army officially, realistically, form up on a door. Form up on a door, preparing to breach. Anyone got any questions? No? Okay. What does the 4th have taught, I mean most of you have been taught through phase 1, is to say set from the first person to the last. This is completely useless because after you've heard 3 sets, you'll probably start thinking, I've got enough guys, I'm going to go in. This leaves the rest of your fucking section dead. Right? So instead of doing it from front to back, you're going to do it from back to front. I'm not saying set, rather last man set, so that everyone in the section knows the section is here. Right, so if you're all on yelling, do so now.
Right, what's he yelling?
Last man set.
Last set.
That's my set.
What's that?
Last one set.
Last man set.
This is a perfect example time to use. If you are not using linkmen, you are doing something horrendously wrong. Okay? You cannot overly use the short-range radio because orders from Platoon HQ are going to be coming into the section commander until I see that there's no bloody tomorrow. There's going to be so much section chatter that short-range communication will be absolutely useless. You need to stick to linkmen. Alright? Like they have done here. Once all members are set, it will be down to the section commander's discretion, not the first person, on how they breach the building. If, for example, they've come to this building and they've taken fire, they might now know that there's an enemy inside and will probably think, I want to kill him before I get sending my guys in. Upon this, Karen Lick, who is a section commander, might give the order, go red. Go red means we're using fragmentation grenades or we're using stun grenades. This depends on the type of building you're breaching. If you're breaching a building like this, you'll use stun grenades. Why? Because it's a civilian building. Don't know if there's a family in there, don't know if there's 2 kids in there. I don't want to wipe out the whole family just for the sake of one guy potentially shooting at me. If it's a military building, then it's a fragmentation grenade. Let's see how many assets we can blow up. If it's a civilian building that's been garrisoned to act as a military building, please use a frag grenade because it's highly likely there's any civilians in there anyway. On the going red drill, the first man will open the door. Like so. When the door opens, we kind of change the effectiveness. The first man will then basically do a half slice, not a full slice, a half slice, a tiny peek into the building to see if the first room is fragging. Fragging, sorry. The only reason I say this is because there are some rooms in here that have one washing machine. If it's not worth fragging, don't throw a frag in there. You'll wait till that ability goes away, it's clearly more important than I am. Right, don't make you stay back there, you're not meant to cross, man. It's alright. Upon not hearing the words, not worthy, use second room or whatever, the second person, let me reiterate that, the second person prepares their stun grenade. Once their stun grenade is ready, they will basically run across the front door, throw it in, close the door, and wait for the bang to go off. Once that bang goes off, the first pair breach immediately. Do not be an idiot. Do not throw the grenade, then follow the grenade. I have carried people out from actual situations with no arms and legs because they threw a fragmentation grenade in and then ran in after it before it went off. Okay? And throw a stun grenade in from now. Once that is done...
This case is going to be using second room.
Yes, in this case you'll be using the second room to the fucking stairway. Once that is done, the first pair breach. Do not breach, I'll do that later. Anyone got any questions on what going red is? This is the fun part that everyone likes using their explosives for. If you don't know what's going on, I need you to speak up now because what we don't want is free medical treating someone that had fragmentation grenade shatter everywhere. Oh, for example, here the first room here is a stairway. Wouldn't necessarily want to throw a stun grenade into that stairway because the chances of that actually being worthwhile is a rarity. Second room is the next room along. Yes. Which in this case you would do anyway because the archways are quite close to each other. Alright, can you close the door for me, mate? Green, this is when you don't think the enemy is in the building. However, this does not mean you do not check the building. During this case, you want to make sure every building is clear, just in case someone was smuggling some type of fucking grenade inside the building. Going green means no fragment grenade and no stun grenade because of assets inside, there are civilians inside, whatever. By doing so, the section commander gives the order going green, and just as normal as you've all taught from phase 1, first person opens the door, says going left, going right, and continues through. Any questions on going green or breaching as a whole? You go into the first room and throw it into the second room. The only chances that you don't throw it into the first room is because there is a washing machine now and the room is absolutely fine and it's just a way to get equipment. Okay? Right. It's a lot harder because of group size, so you have to try and find a building where you can kind of all see inside of it.
On up there.
Yeah, that one, the white one there.
On up there.
Yeah, right. Oh, up there.
Oh, you just use the white one here. As windows.
Hey, do you want a kill house?
Yeah. Can't spawn one in.
Let's see if I can work one up.
I've got a question while waiting.
Yeah.
If you run out of bag
I'm gonna.
No, it does not.
When we're moving.
It's not a lethal. It's not a lethal weapon, and you're not. And if you conceal yourself inside the room, you won't be able to see you, the enemy, and they won't be able to see you, and they'll probably just panic and spray and pray. Yes.
I expect that it is logical that you rotate the pairs out if you suddenly have a pair up front that is out of grenades. Am I correct in this?
It's all situation dependent. It's based off aces off heard beforehand. If no one has any grenades, and obviously you won't throw a grenade in there, you cannot expect the third pair and fourth pair to come out of their security formation to give a grenade to someone to throw it in. Time just simply does not favour it, and if an enemy runs in and they're not covering that arc, well, that's them dead anyway. It's better to.
So you do not rotate pairs if you're out of grenades. Got it.
If the first person doesn't have grenades and the second person doesn't have grenades, you're always going to go green anyway. One squares.
Another question on that.
Yes.
Yeah, trying to find stuff.
The second person throws the grenade, yeah?
Yes, because the first person's intent is to always
Yeah.
watch that doorway in case some fucker runs out.
What if the second person doesn't have one, but the first person does?
Then the first person does it.
So he
But
just,
you just have to swap positions. So if Wall, for this case, said, got no grenade, Donahoe and Wall will just swap positions on point. Okay?
Got no grenades. Swapped. Very efficient, those two.
Go this way.
This is really slowing up.
There should be a group composition thing you can spawn.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. Do you know what it's called?
No.
Could we not use the white one to our front with all the windows on it?
Yeah, see.
That was the one we used yesterday on Thursday, sorry.
I'm just conscious about people getting in and seeing stuff inside.
Understood.
Alright.
Doesn't need to be big, it just needs to have 2 rooms, that'll do.
Alright.
Squares.
Perfect.
Right, whilst he's building it, if you just want to start rallying up towards where the framework is, it's currently to your 6 o'clock if you're facing the red building.
Right section, let's go. At a jog.
For the sake of education, the first section that says I can form up on the doorway to show me how the formation works. That wasn't,
3 holes.
that wasn't the guys that did it with me. If not, I'll just nominate a section.
1-1, you just got volunteer.
Wow. Killed you.
Enjoy yourself, boys.
Okay.
No balls there.
You get nominated or what?
I'm on one. Yes, one.
Right, so 1-1, if you want to form up in pairs on the left side of the doorway, that'd be brilliant. The first 2, normal point man and normal rifleman, then it's the section commander, then it's the second pair, then it's who I see, then it's the third pair. It really doesn't matter about fricking order of march until you're on the wrong side already. It just needs to be that the section commander is a third person, okay? When it comes to Fibua, I'm just going to say this again, order of march does not fucking matter. Just get 2 normal people in the front, section commander third, another pair, 2 IC, another pair, another pair. Simple. Right. So, upon going green, so Paul's already given the command to go green, and the first 2 pair have already breached. So Scott has gone left and Till has gone right. So just do so now. Simple drills, like that. And Till stops. We'll explain why in just a second. You now need, these pair, if you can't hear me, to come closer. This pair now needs to consider new dangerous positions. From walking into this room, I can see a doorway on the right side of the wall. Upon doing so, the pair will shout, room clear, there's no enemies inside, and doorway right, doorway front, beg my pardon. This is so that the section commander can start basically mind mapping a tiny building in his head. Okay? Upon hearing the command, doorway front, the section commander will say, second pair, doorway front. So the second pair behind the section commander, move around the section commander, and breach that room. So Bull, do you want to do the honours?
Doorway front.
Go on whisper, Bull, can you go on to yelling for me?
Doorway front, second pair go.
Breach as normal, it's just you two breaching it.
Alright, that's my set. Alright, I'm ready. Go. Going left.
There we go. At all times, there should be at least a pair in a room. Once a second pair has passed the pair, the first pair, or the second pair, whatever, garrisons any windows, providing security within inside the building. Nice and simple. Now, Benson and Davies have breached the second room. This room has no additional doors, and all contacts are down. So the message they bring across is room clear, closed room. Closed room meaning there's no more entrances or exits that need to be checked. This is then passed through the first pair, beg pardon, to the section commander, who can then pronounce building clear. Only the section commander can say the building is clear because he's the one mind mapping the building in his head. This makes sense.
Roger.
Right, can the pairs just fall back out again so we can run through it once more? Squires.
Yo.
Can you build me two more rooms connected to this one?
Will do.
Right, so I'll prompt you if you get something wrong, but you've just gone green.
Hey, on the far side, go ahead and stand a little bit clear.
Good ball.
Okay. Alright. Green, breach. Scott per breach. Go. Pushing your left.
And go right.
Doorway from the right.
Doorway left.
So doorway front, second pair breach.
Move in. That's my set. Going left. Come right. Go right.
Ignore that one.
Room clear. Oh, it's not door, is it?
No.
Alright, continue to right.
No. Ignore this building. Ignore the building. Just the two we used earlier. Sorry. Well, didn't make that clear. My apologies.
Okay. Close room clear.
Building clear. Alright, building clear.
There we go. Anyone got any questions? This is literally it. Yes.
So Bull never enters the building. Does that mean the IC always stays out of the building until it's confirmed clear?
Yes.
And what about if it's in a dangerous area and like it's a big building, so half of it's clear? You need to get the IC into safety.
I'm just about to cover that now.
Okay.
Right. So if you can all form up, but just have the four that I've already demonstrated just go to the back, and the two pairs that were at the rear move forward.
This is it. We've got 6 goes.
Oh, okay. Just swap them out then, so the first person isn't the same, and change the pair form pairs.
Right. Then once you go to the back, Davies and Till, you can be the first pair.
Sure, you go first.
Let's hold out.
Right. Thank you, Squires, for that. Should do it. Right. To answer Hacker's earlier question. If the first pair can go into the first room, the second pair go into the second room, and the third pair go into the third room, and pretend you've cleared it. So do so now.
Okay.
But don't run it through, just run in and pretend you've cleared it.
Okay, both pairs go.
Reaching. Going left.
Going right. Clear.
Away front.
Go. Right, clear.
Karenlik and Bratwurst, can you do the third room pair, please?
I'll go to the second room. You didn't need to bother to.
Don't need
Just don't do it. I just want you in the rooms.
Just go into the room.
I was a bit confused.
Right. So in this case, this is your 2IC and your IC, yes? Yes, right, fine. So after all the pairs have gone through, covering what Haku was saying, Paul would probably have taken this position here to cover the entrance of the hole, and the 2IC is watching the rear. However, this building is not yet clear. The third pair has passed the message that there is a doorway to the left, which kind of means, oh shit, I ran out of pairs. If this becomes the case, the 2IC and the IC and the first pair need to swap rooms so that the IC and 2IC are still in a protective situation, okay? So you've got the message, there's a fourth room, so swapping your pairs out. Cool.
Right, so you're the first pair.
Yes.
First pair swap with IC and 2IC.
The first pair you should have come out by now.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Swap. So take the position me and Benson had. Go.
Right, so you need to be watching your... Right, David, can you cross across the door? So, I'll hold security on the normal doorway. Right, now that this has happened, the IC and 2IC are kind of in a position to command without worrying about any additional threats. Upon doing so, still memorising the map, they say the second pair, which is in the second room currently, push on to the fourth room. So now?
Okay. Second pair push on. Next room.
You can go right.
Unclear?
Fourth room. So what type of room is this?
Fourth room.
First room, so now building clear. Right, that's what happens if there's one too many rooms. Make sure that the IC and 2IC are definitely in the commanding position to make sure all pairs can get around efficiently. Okay? Anyone got any questions? This is breaching green. Breaching red is basically the same thing, except you're throwing a grenade or stun grenade beforehand. Yes.
Say that a pair is going in and breaching the next room. What happens if one or both members of that pair goes down?
Quite rare, because the first person always acts as a meat shield, so to speak. It will absorb most of the bullets, so the second pair can down the enemy. It will be like a safety instinct. But yes, in case that an enemy, a friendly goes down, normal drills still apply, man down. It's just it comes down to the section commander to accommodate for the fact that we've lost a man and we need to get him out. But the firefight still rages on. This whole building assault is considered a firefight. Okay, so simple combat medic drills is you assume he's dead. You do not treat him until the building is clear. Once the building is clear, alright, I can start looking at him. Alright?
Yes, I was aware of the basic combat drills. I was more referring to deciding who goes up to support the pair.
That is section commander's discretion, to be honest. I can't teach every situation. This is a backbone, mate.
And do.
Okay? Alright, anyone got any real questions? But that was a real question. I do apologise. Anyone got any other questions?
Well, I know you just really hate me. Everybody does. Don't worry.
That's fine, mate. Alright.
But everybody hates you.
I do.
Right, so Cornish, this is a good opportunity to teach arcs of resistance.
Yes, alright, Jen, so we're going up towards the next two topics, arcs of resistance and path of resistance. Here's what we're going to use as the subject here. So, arc of resistance, what is it? It's basically a arc or a angle you are most likely to get shot from, least likely to get shot from, or sort of likely to get shot from. So, if let's say, well, if you could move about here for me, like here. Let's see. Gonna get another section. Yeah, Davies, if you could stand like somewhat in the middle of them in a half moon shape, or let's pretend I am the bad guy, standing in this doorway, getting ready to shoot them. And now I'm gonna explain the basic of arcs of fire to you. Right now, where Benson is standing is a kill zone, more or less, or the biggest resistance arc. He is most likely to encounter resistance by me, and it's going to be really tough for him to hit me, especially if I'm holding my weapon properly. He has almost minimal surface where he can hit me. If I peek out towards the left towards Davies, I'm exposing myself more already, so he will encounter resistance, but it will be easier for him to counter me trying to shoot his face. And then we have Bull. He's almost in a dead zone for me, and if I try to peek around this corner, I'm fully exposing myself and I am dead. Those are the basics of arcs of resistance. Does anyone have any questions about those? No? Alright. One good thing to keep in mind with the arcs of resistance is you will encounter them in every single building, in almost every situation. There is never not a arc of resistance. Then second, up towards the path of resistance, which is basically a arc of resistance but on a larger scale, let's say in the town. So if everyone could please follow me. Everyone please line up in front of me. If JAC could please fuck off, that would be grand. Alright, so everyone is here. Alright, so let's say we are conducting Fibula in a town. We're trying to clear building by building. And we come across a path of resistance. A classic example will be a 50 caliber machine gun or something like that, set up in the Bravo store of that building over there, where Hayes is running right now. So he will be set up in Bravo 2 up there. Basically, this entire row becomes one big kill zone or one big path of resistance, ranging to approximately here. Everything on the right of here, you're basically following this building more or less, and this will be somewhat a orange area, so you're still encountering resistance where you can somewhat counter him. So is that clear so far on the paths of resistance, that you got a major kill zone, which is basically your red area, and also your orange area, which is where the cunt is most likely to shoot you, where you can still shoot back without getting killed yourself. Is that clear so far? Alright. So there are basically two ways to get rid of this annoying guy. One way is to throw a smoke in his face or shoot a UGL smoke. So by temporarily blinding him, you can maneuver around or push up, in this case on the right hand side towards that building. Or if you see that even with that smoke you still aren't able to push up, you can contact one of the other sections like, listen, I got a path of resistance, there's fuck all I can do about it. Could you push around towards the right or left hand side? So let's say 1-2 for example is stuck here, they can't push past this path of resistance. They will get on the LR asking 1-1 and 1-3 possibly, or one of the two sections, push around either the right or the left hand side. If they push past that side, that guy needs to get the hell out of that building, because otherwise he's gonna get flanked and killed. So those are the two ways of countering a path of resistance. Any questions on this? Alright, lovely. That was it for the wait one. Alright, so that was it for the theoretical bit. We went up in this village for a purpose. All buildings are enterable. So if each section could form up and pick a building, maybe rotate through the buildings once they are done, they can start putting this... Oh, yep.
Right. I'm about to spawn a box in with practice grenades. You're not to use any of your live grenades or any dry ones, alright? Do I make myself clear? Yep. Yeah. Last thing I want is to call free medical in because a whole bloody section blew themselves up, alright? Second thing is, if at any point as an instructor is walking around, such as myself, Cornish, or maybe Squires, Nicholson, say stop, 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 you are to stop what you're doing immediately because someone is going to die and we have to call free medical. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Roger.
Right. Just give me a second, I'll spawn you in a trillion practice grenades.
Alright, so as I said gents, you can form up in your sections, pick a nice building and start practicing, and once you're done with that building you can rotate to a different building. There should be all different kinds of buildings where you can practice on. So have
The
fun.
Green are going last.
Wait a second, let me just get like 80, 100 in there for you.
And you just.
There's 90 each if you go, have fun.
Just wait for everyone to get ready.
Yes.
I recommend just putting your live grenades in there and replacing them with your practice grenades.
Question, are we allowed to use stun grenades as well, or are they
Stick with practice. Once we're done with the practice one, I'll just load an arsenal and you can re-kit everything, alright?
Gotcha.
Pick up the box.
You always get one.
Want to start practicing oboe?
I want to walk around for a bit.
There's a nice.
Guys, if you have your grenades, so I can clear the box.
Alright, so you basically want to see the first row of the sections and then go on to the oboe.
Yeah.
The Lithuanian embassy here, is it?
It was a 2-2. Once you're all set, head to the red building to the north.
Alright, 2, 3, ready, that's 2 fucking grenades.
Come on, throw me under the barn.
Squires Mick. Myself and Hayes are gonna walk around the first round to see how the guys are doing. You can all, of course, walk around with them once the first round of most sections are done. We will start with the oboe while they continue practicing.
Everybody got some?
Some of these buildings can't be accessed, do not fucking start with
Yeah,
no
I'm
one.
seeing that. Wait for it to drop.
So this everyone.
Everybody set? Blue ones, alright?
I'll keep it loaded with blue ones so that we
Well, just
come
like
back.
with Blackburn and
And he's kitted. Alright, give me a second.
What's you done? Right, let's get to the blue one, white one, sorry.
Oh, sorry. That's access
Up and down.
so easy.
Every Blackburn.
Small one. There's a door over here.
Shit.
Let's come on, guys, come up.
Have you got Blackburn in the front too?
Corners.
He is.
I've just put 200 practice grenades in there.
Come guys, come up.
I'm going to get rid of all the extra frags that they put in here, just in case they pick them up by accident.
Just, Hayes, if you could, make it editable for other police operators, because at the moment only you can edit that, so while you guys are walking around, I can keep it properly.
Roger. Done.
Thank you.
Thanks for that, Walton.
Blackburn and Eddin, you two are the first pair. Point and Red.
If you two want to walk around and see what's going on,
no, wrong.
so you can
Point
kind of get
and
a grip
Sean,
of
you'll be the
what
second
happens
pair.
during
Yeah, I was gonna
Red, you'll
designate
be.
the areas
You'll
like
have to
certain,
pair it with someone else
putting some stuff down early, and
I
also
would tell you to breach.
people staying clear.
There was one down the road.
The Blackburn, if you want to hop yourself at the front, mate.
Does he know what the standard procedure is for the breaching? Put your
Okay, Red, just hop
rifle
yourself on the
raised,
back
covering
of
every single-
on the back there, mate. Yeah, just in front, just behind Cooney here.
Yeah.
Cooney, you want to push it to Sean? Red and Sean, if you switch places.
What about this one?
Cooney, you have 6. It needs to be a 5-man in between you and me.
Yeah, Cooney, yeah, that's it. Right, okay, so.
Mix it up again.
Okay, whenever we're ready. That's one set. That's one set.
Alright, I'm quickly gonna interrupt you there. Gents, remember about the Linkman principle? So Sean got his last man set, then Cooney, then Red, then Point, then you Green, then Eden, then Blackburn. Make sure you repeat it. just in case it gets lost along the way. Imagine guns going off all the time, so you might not always hear Sean yelling last man set. Alright?
Just interrogative, is it, it's been set for every man says that?
Yeah, every man says the last man set is the linkman principle, so in case something explodes near you guys or rounds are passing by, that you make sure the IC still hears the last man is set.
Yeah,
got it? Alright. Especially right now with this fucking helicopter flying over.
Okay, we're ready then.
Last man set.
Last man set.
Last man set.
Last man set. Got room front, stairs left. Stairs. Give me backbone.
Second pair.
Set.
Okay.
Security up.
Stairs left. Stairs.
Spinning around. Coming hallway.
Pushing past.
Stairs left with the door to top.
Alright. 1-3, come outside. Come outside.
Guys outside. Look out.
Ready moving. Back outside. On 4 clear. Alpha clear.
Alright, 1-3, come back outside. Form up again.
Moving back.
Just form up like you're getting ready to breach.
Yeah.
Alright, so the first bit set, lovely, Blackburn, half slice, perfect. Alright, so your first pair says room front and the stairs left. So you stop mapping, Green. They go into the first room, and then they should say, because I know this building, first room clear, closed room. So you know, alright, that room's clear and it's closed. But it's still got a stairway that goes up. So where's your second pair going?
Yeah, going up the stairs and being prepared to breach the room in Bravo.
Yes, exactly. But what happened was that both your pairs ended up in the same room where they were holding up basically and not doing anything useful at that moment in time.
Right, gotcha.
And also make sure you say either whether you're going red or you're going green, because I did not hear that call out as well.
Right, yeah, sorry about that. Forgot about that bit.
Alright, try again.
What is the closed room name again?
Closed room is that there are no doors leading to another room.
There is a door.
Was there a door?
Just one door leading to that room.
There's probably...
There's one.
Is there?
Yeah.
I'm confused right now. Alright, in that case, that's wrong on my end.
Right. I think, yeah, so this room here, Blackburn, is closed because there's only one entrance.
Oh yeah, I thought this was one big room.
This room is closed.
No, this room isn't closed, you're correct on that.
This one isn't, this one in here is. When I go in there,
okay.
I can say this one is closed. Yeah, this one's closed.
Yeah, agreed. Fault on my end, alright?
Community.
Yes.
Man throws grenades in bed breach.
Say again?
Communists are red.
Yeah, second man. Yeah. Second man throws an 8, yeah, so it'll be you.
And then the Tories are conservatives, they're blue. They're on the right.
Alright.
So that's kind of a mnemonic. That'll be remembered.
That was a practice grenade.
Okay, and we're ready.
How do you throw a grenade?
And then just remember, when you're lining up to breach a building, you're keeping security up. So if you look at me, I'm covering this particular angle here, and each breach, remember, is covering the next thing. Point yeah, exactly. You need to be pointed out the way.
Can we shift right a bit?
Right, push it back a bit.
Pushing down right.
Back.
Alright.
Start D.
Right, that's
a close room.
Okay, ready?
What the fuck?
I'm ready, combat noise, man.
All of a sudden I hear this fucking ringing in my ear, like what the fuck?
That's Nicholson trying to create an ambient.
Charlie, I'm going to swap route to now. Say again.
What route is it?
Swap buildings, do so now. Out.
There's left.
Okay, second pair. Third pair, move on.
I'm going to pretend I'm one of the section rooms so you have an even number right now.
Moving upstairs.
Yeah, moving on to Alpha.
Right, stop. Okay, come on,
Oh,
Keep
fuck
going.
Christ.
I'm in the way, sorry.
Like one set.
Red, now that there's a friendly there, you do not have to look out towards the window, towards the, yeah?
Breaching in 3, 2, 1. Breaching. Moving right.
It's an exit, do not go out of it.
Right, roger.
Okay, because you don't have the enemies looking out, wrong one. Just control space from that window you're looking at, not the control keys or teaser, okay?
3.
Eh.
Yeah, good.
Oh my god.
Go and relieve first player.
Second pair breaching at 3.
Get it.
Alright. Quick question, Till. Did you first breach through that door over there? That's the first door you breached?
Yes, that's the first
Okay, good.
door we breached.
Alright, lovely. In that case, I've got nothing to say.
What would be the best place to breach it? Like standing, what, holding here?
Well, the issue is that you, of course, got...
They've got a bunker over there. Or you prove the path is over here, then you're going to use this one.
Basically what you want to take into account as well, especially the section I see, what I said with the paths of resistance, make sure you're not breaching in a way that moves you through a path of resistance or a highly likely one. I say there would be a building somewhere a bit off to the right, or a bunker as Benson said. There will be a high path of resistance, so you don't want to circle around towards the other entrance of that building, because you would end up in that path of resistance and in that kill zone. So in that case you would indeed breach over here.
Okay.
But there's a lot of things to take into account, so...
Yeah.
For fuck's sake! Yeah, that's someone creating ambience for you guys to make it feel like it's a war zone. Right, but I need to be on my way, so good luck practicing, guys.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we'll do red building next. So move over to the next building, which is.
Hey, so you okay with that?
Yeah, go ahead. Could take you over now for over. Go ahead if you want to play enemy.
Corin, quickly, you come through me, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep. Go on.
That's good.
I'll wait for squad as well to try and use the listen in.
Squires! I hope you are. I hope you are. They're over there, mate.
Hey, I'm set. Yeah, I'm setting shit up.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Time.
Just give me a second and try and find the grid coordinates I set to show you. Then I've deleted all my fucking... Right, if you can go to grid 081037.
081037.
Yeah, seen.
Right, I'm just going to use this for example, but just let me explain some things for you as HQ, okay? Whenever you're planning to assault a town or a village complex such as this, make sure you send out reconnaissance beforehand, okay? Because your planning is going to be based off what you know in the direction you're coming from, as well as enemy force, exit routes, positions for HLSs, so on and so forth. When sending out your recce patrols, make sure they don't ever alert the enemy. If you start hearing bullets firing on that recce patrol, or if that recce patrol radio's in contact, wait out, it means that the enemy will now probably reinforce that position to make your job a lot harder. Okay? This is simple stuff I know that you probably learn in SNCO. But other than that, just make sure your reconnaissance is fine. You're looking for entrances closest to the initial harbour, which I'll explain a bit later. Closed off buildings you can't enter at all. Potential roadblocks, heavily fortified buildings, potential patrols in the town, additional obstacles such as mines or even kill boxes that have already been pre-set up. What you can do, this depends on how much trust you have in your recce section, is have them alert the place with a single bullet or a couple of bullets, not starting with firefight, but rather just to test their reaction, and then you can measure their QRF capability. Because once you start assaulting that town, time will not be on your side. People will start to realise we're losing an asset. We need to get more guys over there. Okay? Make sense? And this is that's called pre-reconnaissance of OBR, which is quite self-explanatory. The planning element, this is more bullets. So going back to the map, I'm just going to put in a couple of dots, okay?
If you're inside.
Yeah. Use it. Yeah. These are just key. This is just a key. Do not worry about it. About the positioning currently.
And when the first guy says, not worthy, second man goes in, the door open, alright? Open this door, drag in, close it, fuck off. Alright? At that point you are first man.
Right. Those dots will mean something later, but essentially these are the elements of your platoon normally. I mean, we have an extra section today, but you need not worry about that, okay? When you're planning, the things you need to consider are initial harbour areas, potential overwatch positions, the first buildings you want to assault, the second HQ position you want to adopt, the routeways to and from the initial harbour. This could either be vehicle or even a mobile, foot mobile. A temporary HLS, logistical ease, and nearby structures and villages. So if you go onto the map, if you span out a tiny bit and look at grids 0371, 0784, there's a tiny farm building here. And if you look at grids 0798 and 0405, there is a rather large building here. Just like when you're planning, things you need to consider are these two buildings that are completely isolated away from the village any type of secondary enemy positions. Because if they are, you're going to expect radios in, QRFs, or even additional landing points for reinforcements, which will really scuff up your assault later on. Okay? In this case, closest to our spawn point, you would potentially plan to set up in this forest area here in the grid square 082036. Doing this, grouping up your troops into one. Like so, will be considered your initial harbour area, where everyone is. This is also your emergency RV position. It's the one where everyone kind of knows where they need to be if shit hits the fan or if they need to evacuate in certain situations, okay? This makes sense so far. Am I going too quick, going too slow?
You good?
Yeah, good.
Makes sense.
Okay. When you're planning your initial assault, the things that are really important are what are the most important assets and what are the best buildings to start moving in from. For example, if I was to plan my own initial assaults, I would have put a section. I've got green set here to provide supply support to the southeast woods, almost on the main road and the additional buildings. A section, so I'll just denote as blue, here to watch the buildings I might want to primarily assault, and have my one section assault that compound, that building, and that building. This makes sense. This is what I'd consider the initial assault, because I know as soon as my first section starts to breach this area, people around these buildings are going to start to become alert at the fact that, oh shit, we're being attacked. This is where my 2 section is already observing potential positions from the main road, and 3 section is supporting any QRF forces that might just come across down the hill. Okay? Upon doing so, you may want to move your 2 sections inwards so they can start breaching the northern side of the road, up here, maybe into this building, and maybe a quick sweep of those tiny buildings there, and have your 3 section start looking in here. You're starting to get the idea that there's only ever 2 sections moving at a time, so that 1 section is always prepared to move off. Okay.
And the third section would probably be exploit through the center cleared area and continue on.
Precisely.
Right?
Yep. The idea is you want to take as much of a line as you can downwards so that no one can jump you again. That makes sense? Because unless you say you've cleared the town, Gavosno, the northwest, the northeast earlier, you know that the northern side's kind of clear enough for you to just do a rough baseline through the town. However, as a HQ element, after you've moved your troops into these different positions, you're kind of stuck at the initial position, which means communication from either section back to you is either going to be slow or not up to date. So, taking it upon yourself as HQ elements to garrison maybe additional buildings, such as that one there, to get a better eye on maybe the assault down here. Okay, you've still got the whole picture in your head and things going on. Right? This is the basic side of the assault. Is there any other questions before I carry on? It's getting a bit more complicated.
Ready to go?
Okay. Now, I know VDB, Shane's not here, likes to micromanage. You, as HQ elements, cannot afford to micromanage any section at any time, except for what buildings they're going to breach. Because if you do, you're going to start losing elements of the remainder of your plan to unfortunate consequences. For example, you might have lost your HLS because you were worrying why one section wasn't going red rather than going green, for example. You need to start considering, how do I get my troops that maybe have assaulted down here back to the emergency rendezvous or back to your HLS? For the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to say, I mean, it's not ideal, it's got trees, but for the sake of it, just north of where the initial harbour area is our HLS. Now, getting guys that are down here to here without getting shot is a little bit of a task. Now, how I was taught it in Gibraltar is quite ridiculous, to be perfectly honest, because it was just sections going in between buildings in a very chaotic manner, eventually hitting additional obstacles, additional traps, blowing up, finding contacts that weren't cleared beforehand, so on and so forth. In order to make sure that the route from that town to your HLS is secure or even safe for 3 medical to do their evacuation drills, you need to make sure that there's a clear route down. Maybe it's this main road, or even this really awkward side road here. If it's any of those roads, you need to make sure that no roadblock, no enemy are occupying this area at any point, because if they do, that's your logistical ease gone. You need constant communication with any elements in the area. Of course, your free medical needs to be on the radio frequency and so on and so forth. And you also need communication from your sections to make sure that that logistical ease remains at ease. Okay?
We've gone over there. It's pretty quiet. Yeah. Away from all the shooting noisy shit.
When explaining this, if this was your plan, and you wanted to explain it to your section, which you do in your briefings, obviously, then you do not need to explain every element. Right? You need to trust that your sections know what to do and can communicate with one another when it comes to suppressing the enemy and or moving sections in between areas. Okay. What I would say to tell them is where their own section is going to be going. So if you're briefing 3 sections, you're telling them you're offering an Overwatch position at that grid reference, then moving on to building such. How you mark those buildings is up to you, Alpha 1, whatever. What support from other sections there is. For example, in the initial assault, there is support from 2 sections, 3 sections, for 1 section to begin their assault inwards. Emergency RV points, which, as I said earlier, is your initial harbour area, because it's close to HLS. Our logistics can be coordinated. This is the main road, make sure it's clear of roadblocks. How I mean by coordinated is, do you have foot mobiles going in between buildings, making sure everyone's okay? Do you have one of your sections of a stretcher party, so to speak, to go and pick them up? There can even be a case where you find a vehicle in the town and you say, 2-1 Delta, requisition that vehicle, we're using it as a temporary ambulance. This is perfectly legal when you're assaulting a town for whatever reason. You transport from faraway distances to the HLS easily and not have to worry about potential other people going down. One thing you would want to remind your ICs and 2 ICs to keep communication with you at all times, because you holding the bigger picture in your head need to know what's going on. If there is a southern QRF force coming from the southern part of the town into the village and 2 section hasn't reported it in or hasn't seen it until it's literally hit them and started shooting them in the neck, you are in no position to move. Potential assets are in this forest ready to flank down from the east into this area to move into support 2 section. You see what I mean? If you don't hear anything for, I say, 2 minutes from any section or anything on the long range, you need to radio in, Charlie, Charlie, I have not heard anything, what the fuck's going on, out, type thing, alright? To also remind them is that they should not use short range, unless they are split up, which in some cases they should never be so. They should always be linked men, because your long range is going to be firing up with requests for medical evacuations, support, communications, sections trying to coordinate assaults on the separate buildings, so on and so forth. Okay? Like I said earlier, you cannot afford to micromanage anything in OBUA. You need to almost have your head on this map at all times and on the radio at all times to make sure everything is running fine. Marking it in your own side chat to note where everything is going, or where everything is going wrong, or where everything is going right, where more action needs to take place, so on and so forth. Okay? This part is quite theoretical. Elements of the assault. This is not an official abbreviation, so I do apologise, but I call it TOE. Stands for time, order and execution. Time, it really does depend on the size of the town and the reconnaissance you performed earlier, of course. The longer it takes for the platoon to assault a town, the more time the enemy has to react. Because there's reinforcements, and even in some cases the enemy can just start bombarding the city. He might deem it unworth it because the firefight's just raging on for too long. At any point, if you find a section slacking or doing nothing, you need to radio in and give them a job, because if that is happening, their morale starts to go down, because obviously they've got nothing to do. Their awareness starts to go down because they're left in positions that are probably already cleared and not seeing much action, and 2 other sections may be in need of support, so of course you get them moving. Specifically, if you see a section is slacking, which is not because of casualties or evacuation procedures or anything like that, but surely because they're not breaching their building quick enough, you need to radio in saying 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, you need to start picking up the pace because we're losing time. Right? To section commanders, as they're breaching buildings, it makes seem like they've got all the time in the world, but to you, looking at the bigger picture, you've got no time at all. You need to be clearing the assault, clearing this town, making sure it's secure, and then ducking the hell out of there before the rest of the army show up, so to speak. Okay? That's time. Order, as you've probably witnessed in 4FIB and whenever playing any type of CQB game, it hits the fan. Because people are hearing bullets everywhere, like you were making in the combat noises earlier. Grenades start going off, there's smoke grenades, visibility starts to go down. You start hearing the radio man down, need medical evac. Shit starts to go wrong, and that's me putting it lightly. People lose it completely. Order is you as platoon commanders, as platoon sergeants, keep that order going, making sure that your side of the fight is in a structured position to keep going. Regardless of what the enemy is doing. Especially if you're assaulting a town and you've jumped it perfectly. No, there's been no radio in, there's been no slights as to why, no reason to think we're assaulting them, and you've got the element of surprise. They can start losing a lot. They'll start running around, they'll lose their protective stance, they'll lose their own morale, they'll run into the street, shoot sporadically, then leg it. It's key to make sure that your sections do not follow example, so to speak. They keep in their orderly fashion, they're conducting their drills, they're getting their job done. Because as soon as you start losing the order of the fight and the assault, it starts to go horribly wrong for yourself, because you're trying to coordinate a section to offer support, but actually they've gone and chased this guy that freaking looked fishy and wanted to nab him, for example. If at any point you lose assets such as a secure HQ position, so if your building that you've garrisoned starts to be assaulted, or a random guy has just ran in, well, shit, you can't look at the bigger picture anymore. You've got to fix that contact issue. If losing a secure HQ position is an issue, the logistical pathing, if they've set up a roadblock, they start blocking the way, they've destroyed the vehicle you're using, or they've even wiped out your assigned stretcher party. HLS, if for whatever reason JHC can't land anymore to take out casualties, that means you can't get any fresh troops coming in, and you can't keep the assault going. As soon as you run out of troops, you've got to go, and you've lost. Or even just your emergency rendezvous point. If you go to your emergency rendezvous point and it turns out they've laid mines everywhere, your fighting position is a lot weaker, and your job becomes a lot harder, which means sustaining order becomes almost an impossible task, because people are starting to realise, I've got no hope, so to speak. Even in this game world, people will start to panic, thinking there's no plan in place. Enemy was always going to be losing morale as long as the fight keeps going. If you're still pushing through the town, the more morale they lose, so to speak. But make sure that their chaotic manner isn't an example for your troops to go in a chaotic manner, if that makes sense. Your combat initiative is based off your sections, not your command, so to speak. If your sections are losing their behaviour, messing about, throwing grenades at each other, and they're just taking each other out, your combat initiative effectiveness just goes down the drain, obviously. Execution. Thorough, slow and precise. Don't leave any stone unturned. Just because the building wasn't occupied, or you've cleared the 2 buildings around it and you think that building's cleared, does not mean you don't breach it. You need to make sure every building you're assaulting is empty, or at least secure, so that no enemy as a surprise goes in there or is even plotting to radio in additional reinforcements. You need to be constantly listening to messages from your section commanders. If they say stuff like, I don't want to breach the building, it's really out of the way, it's not there, and you need them to, you just say to them, nah, you're doing that job, you've got to get on with it. Additional elements, maybe buildings that you've marked on the map, say for example, the building at 0819-0376 is unbreachable, it's locked for whatever reason. Section commanders might lose it because they start to realise, oh, I can't use my figural drill. You need to be on the ball and say, okay, move on to this building, or fall back to ERV, wait for further tasking, so on and so forth. If they're stuck in the open, or not breaching, or doing anything, and have no idea what's going on, you're just going to lose it again. If at any point there is a hiccup in your plan, such as an obstacle in the road, maybe they just crashed a car in the middle and it's now blocking the way, don't tell your section commanders how to do it. Hope they know how to do it, and you might want to tell them that tiny things like, I found a civilian, you don't really need to care about, okay? If it starts to really become a problem, like a suicide bomber's gone and wiped out a whole bloody section, then yeah, you might want to start caring. But if it's minimalistic and is as insignificant as it can comes across to you, it means you don't want to hear about it. All right. That is how OBIOR kind of works. All right. The initial planning stage is obviously very easy to plan because you're marking only a couple of buildings, but you as platoon commanders always need to be on the ball, marking the next buildings for the platoons to go, platoon commanders to go through. Section commanders, beg pardon. Section commanders always opening up their maps after they've reached the building to make sure that they know where they're going next, so on and so forth. Right. When you're doing initial planning, this is what it looks like generally. I mean, you can do it in any way you want to. You can mark the buildings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I have a bit of a question here because now I've been reading, you know, a slightly older document. And if I'm looking at this town, the first thing I would do is, yeah, I agree with having the green dot here and the yellow dot moving in here while the green dot is overlooking. But from my teachings, I am supposed to either send a fire team or a sector, basically all the way down here into this structure here to set up a blocking position for this road, so no one can come in or out of the town without being spotted and shot at.
I wouldn't recommend that at all. That's a really.
I mean, going off of that is so you third section is kind of they've cleared down, they've secured. There's like new base of fire. Depending on the lines of sight, I mean, if first section still has lines of fire here, then first could exploit. But whoever is basically coming down to here, they would end up serving as blocking position. Also, from second section, they'll be able to see down the road. So anything that likely is coming from this the south side of the town.
I'm taught to do this initially before I even initiate the before one is initiating the assault here.
I still wouldn't.
Blue is already in position down here.
Yeah, you're asking to isolate them.
Because
I know, bro.
You if we're considering this conventional and lines of war were here and here, that means this whole area is enemy territory. I could not expend an asset to go all the way down there and potentially get spotted by any type of building here at any point, or even in a camp or within the forest as a security position for whatever reason the enemy is using it for, and then set up a blockade here. I would rather risk having the fortified position line here, so if any forces came through, it's more of a, during an operation this size, any assets you use may not be available later on. If you lose that whole section to a BTR coming up this road on a organised patrol, you've lost that section. You now need to dedicate another section to get them out. You need to get 3 medical down there. Your assault starts to waver because you've only got one section trying to clear a town. I mean, I can see what you're getting at, trying to blockade this road off to make sure no one comes down. But if 2 BTRs are coming down here anyway, what's the section going to do? It's a lot better to keep all your assets in one position and move down collectively. Because even if a BTR did come up and you had these buildings garrisoned, a couple of bylaws from both sections down here, and the thing would have been gone. But only one.
And a lot more canalized through here too. Here's kind of 360-degree environment. This is, especially from vehicles, they're kind of canalized and from coming from one direction, engaging from one direction, where you have cover already.
I can see what you're getting at. I just wouldn't recommend it in this case, alright?
No, I'm just talking in general terms, and then using this town as an example. Yeah.
Right.
Fine. No cutoffs. Got it. Go on with the question.
Any other questions regarding this? Any concerns? Do you need me to explain anything again?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, right.
Okay, thank you.
I hope you've all had dry ones work well. I'll breach them in a minute. But if you go to grids, it's already been marked out. If you go all the way to where the logistics harbour is, there's a town that will count. Right. I don't know if you can put enemies in there yet. If not, I'll do it for you.
There's a couple.
Okay, pass. Right. Well, we'll take everyone back to Camp Dragon because we're going to need a vehicle. Vehicles are going to the position, and then you're going to move your entire platoon through the forest, okay?
Got it.
You're then assaulting this town from top to bottom. Right?
Oh, did you guys know the original?
You okay?
Yeah, so you need to go and
Yeah.
play.
Got any questions? Alright, I'll leave you.
Yeah, actually, for the enemy assets, what kind of level of assets are they for this exercise? Do you want them to have?
Your early reconnaissance has proven that they are. It is a satellite town, providing early on information for the logistics harbour. Whenever enemy movement happens, you should expect a couple of technicals, no real armour. So bring maybe an ILO or HEBP. Small arms fire, a couple of patrols and garrison buildings. Okay, do not expect a camp because it's only a satellite town used to watch and report. Okay.
Enemy IDF capability?
IDF capability unknown.
Alright.
And IED capability also unknown. Okay.
QRFs? Unknown capability?
Unknown because the size of the town and how close to the objective, the heated objective it was too risky. Okay. So, Squires Nicholson, if you want to plan out how you would get there, let's say for example, where you put your initial harbour and your first couple of buildings assault, and you're ready to just radio them. And I'll have a look at it with you before setting off, right? Cornish, we're going to see if everyone's okay.
Say again, Hayes?
Actually, I think Cornish was going to be.
Actually, no, yeah, you stay here. You stay here. You deal with them.
Yep, Roger.
I rode along out time to.
Okay.
Here.
Oh, we're starting this area over here.
You need to play that shit at the start. The game's running at 3-3. Because Half-Life was the first big game, right? Yeah. It's really hard to explain. It's like first game felt like the story was well written.
And the question is, do we want to send a scouting element down here?
Well, technically, if we
down there
send down scouting element down here, that will mean they can later on serve as a base of fire.
Exactly.
So I'd say, yeah, send down scanning element here. They can probably see this end of the town quite clearly, so we know what to do in the initial stage, and they can be a base of fire as well once we assault down.
How many sections do we have?
4 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, what are their minutes? I need to what am I actually have something to remember myself.
We got 1-1, 1-3, 2-2, and 2-3.
Alright. We changed the colors around a bit. We just needed to mark them up so I had some memory.
We also have fire support with us, so we can possibly send them with the recon since they're going to serve as base of fire.
I need to change the colors a little bit. They'll just remain black. Hold on.
Possibly put a section in this wood block as well.
Yeah, let's do something section right there. Who's the biggest section? If the most numerous?
I believe there's either 2, 3 or 2, 2.
2, 3.
No, it's not.
A point just seeing mate, he's running set good maybe there.
The lads over there now, we're just going to throw a hand down in the fucking bar.
One point Hayes just stand on mate.
Yeah.
Doing North Northwest.
I need a section here. That's what section's going to be there.
Where exactly?
Right, lads, form herringbone.
Yeah, and then if we got this set up and 2, 3 is sold into here, we can set another section up in the center in between those two.
At the finish point, I'll tell you which way it was facing,
So I want
Order march.
1, 3. There. There's hold in here.
You're good, Sean, yeah.
Kilo 1.
About how it
That'll
lasts.
be Kilo 2.
That's why it's absolutely fucking Baltic in this room.
Oh, yeah, only, so it is actually Baltic.
Two trucks over here.
Oh, police.
This guy naked all of a sudden.
Yeah, oh fuck my throat. Yeah, like first let 2, 3 exploit so they neutralize these buildings, so 2, 3 doesn't have to worry about this angle over here. 1, 3, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
That should be a live fire. Yeah, should be.
I know where we are anyway.
Should I then have 2, 2? Yeah, I should.
Well, we could keep 2, 2 in reserve for the time being, and once 3, 3 has low captured this foothold, push him past into these buildings, so we got this nice line going. And then again, push 1, 1 in further down, and then 1, 3 is in reserves. And then 2, 3 again, so on. So always have some section ready to move up if shit hits the fan really hard.
Alright, just gonna have. Wow, I got 2, 2 left. There's 1, 2, 2 there. And they are going to be blue. See, this is why we normally mark them up in blocks instead of houses individually, because this is fucking ace. The next goal is then to have.
But a simple way.
Don't forget this area over here.
No, like if you kind of assign sections. I mean, you. Where,
I do it by color right now.
No, I blocks, but you just kind of either you do clockwise, like 1, 2, like first one is 1, and then, or you can do like left, right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you know, that'll be 1 through 9, and that's one block, so you can call it like alpha block. And so, and also that way you don't always have to mark it on a map. So like, and so you can have Bravo block be, say, this area, use maybe this intersection as the stop. So you can go like Bravo 1, Bravo 2, Bravo 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you can have the Charlie block here. So that way all you have to do is mark the blocks.
Yeah, I normally do that, but it's now I have like a fucking shit ton of sections.
I'm just saying. So if you just have like the blocks set out, and that way you don't even have to individually mark each building. You can just say, like, if there's already established, which there isn't an established numbering system already, but yeah.
Right, gents, so we got. Because some guys look like they're ready to go. So, you happy with the plan you got?
Nope.
Oh. Do you want another couple of minutes?
Yeah.
Actually, if you guys want to, that box there is an arsenal. If you guys want to refresh that with shit.
We could push one.
Yeah,
one
one's
up.
gonna take that block, and 1, 2, whatever. Yeah, 2, 2 is gonna take the other block.
Yeah, so 2-2 is gonna take this block, and then we can push either 2-3 or 1-3 further down towards, let's say, this small block over here. Then something like this, slowly exploit further on.
So 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. 1, yeah.
I'd rather have 1-1 go first and then 2-2, since I believe this building looks down this entire road.
No, it's gonna be 1, 1, and 2, 3. 1, 3, 1, 3 can probably, from this house, they can probably do something here, suppress it.
Okay.
Else 1, 1 will be moving in. Yeah, they could be moving in, but then they can shut up by all these buildings. This is gonna be done this way. Done.
1 second.
Don't care to discuss it anymore. Wasting time.
Yeah.
Explain why you're here.
And then either 1-1 or 2-2, moving up towards the final block over here. Oh.
Yeah, it'll be 1-1.
Okay. So Kido set.
There, second best HOS. There.
Once 2-3 is taking a position and 1-3 is moved in, move ourselves into one of these buildings.
Yep.
Alright,
Blue base is staying behind. If people move, we will, move down.
Yeah, once they push down further, one of these buildings over here.
Yep. It's good enough.
Okay. Want me to round up the ICs?
Yeah.
Charlie Charlie, if all ICs could report to Platoon HQ at Stalin location, then 0 Bravo out.
1-0, Bravo out, because we have 2 Bravos. So.
No, I'm not really here.
I'm not really.
I'm just pretend. Don't worry about me.
You guys go line up in herringbone.
I don't know. Let's set up herringbone, boys.
Oh, what a scream!
There's an option again.
We going low for?
Let's go ahead and
Apple, green. I'm missing 2 ICs. Only ICs for us. Same for you, Cooney. Alright, we're all here.
Where the fuck's Elk?
Yeah, Alcom still isn't here. Fuck's sake. Alcom!
Grab
What the fuck?
Where the fuck is
2-2,
Alcom?
2-3 message over.
Send message over.
Could you get your asses back to the metal shed, over?
We're still running there. We started as soon as the message was sent. Over.
Roger, no, it's 2-3 out.
The fuck did they go to? Two 10 Bravo. I advise you hurry your fucking asses, otherwise we'll start the briefing without you. Out.
We're already here. Out.
There they fucking are.
Elk, you fucking monk. We're waiting for you. Get your ass over here.
Hey, baby.
I would if I wasn't stuck.
Right. Fucking final. Right. If you check your fucking maps, if you don't have a map, well, you're kind of screwed. We are currently up here at Krasnostav. We will be moving southeast. And you see a big ass fucking square, that is our live fire exercise area. We will be dismounting north of this along the road. We will then be moving through the forest, nice and quiet, to the RV location. This is where my initial platoon harbor is going to be set up. You can see the first HLS is marked already. This is if we need anything to get in or out. And from this point on, once we have set up our platoon harbor, 1-1 will be moving nice and quietly along this indicated route. It's fucking a suggestion. Change it if you need to. To get into this woodblock down here, please bring fire support along. You are to set up and fucking conduct some reconnaissance under the town. Tell me if there's roadblocks or fortified extra fortified locations or vehicles somewhere that I need to be aware of. Once that has been done, you, 1-1, will be setting up a base of fire here, together with fire support, and 1-3. 2-3 and 2-2, you're to move into these positions after the initial reconnaissance support comes in. Again, nice and quiet. Don't get spotted. Once everyone is set, 2-3 is to assault Kilo 1, marked with red. Followed by, once that has been fucking cleared, then 1-3 will mark Kilo 2, or assault Kilo 2, marked green. Then 2-2 will move through Kilo 1, 2, Kilo 3, assault and clear Kilo 3. 1-1 through Kilo 2 to Kilo 4. Marked black. Assault and clear. Then 1-3 to the next Kilo 5, again marked green. Then 2-3 through all the kilos down to Kilo 6, red. And then 1-1 with fire support in tow down to Kilo 7, marked black. That's the basic plan. Two, 3. Under your assault, you of course will have the support of 1-3, 1-1 fire support and 2-2 covering basically your left and your right. So you just focus fucking straight ahead. Get those fucking buildings under control as fast as possible. 1-3 in your initial assault, you will have 2-3, 2-2, 1-1 and fire support. Again, respectively on your left and right to provide security. And the same again when 2-2 does their move. Again, they have respective support left and right. They are a bit exposed to their right when they're moving in from the structures here. So if you encounter any struggles or anything that starts to become fucking risky, report it in and I can initiate fire support to suppress and 1-1 to move through Kilo 2 and start initiating their assault so you get some leeway with your way so you can start moving through and clearing your out. That's basically the plan. Any questions?
Yeah, one thing I missed. 2-3 is to move from Kilo 1 to Kilo 6.
You know, whisper, mate.
I can barely hear you, Cameron.
Yeah, sorry. 2-3 is for to move from Kilo 1 to Kilo 6, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Roger. Alright, perfect.
Basically through the already occupied and secure positions.
The moment you hear the
once
Kilo...
Once you have cleared the Kilo, report it in, set up you guys, and we'll wait for the orders from you, basically.
It's the same with if 1-3 calls in Kilo 5 clear, you get your asses moving basically onwards to Kilo 6.
Yep.
Good.
Alright.
I hope there's some transport somewhere if you start getting moving.
Yeah, that should be arranged.
Yeah, of course. This is a live fire exercise. You face off.
Roger.
Is there an arsenal anywhere?
Right behind you.
Probably with a few mags, just in case shit goes fucking bad.
Alright, 2-3 on me, follow me.
Good. We go, mate.
Let's go. Hang on. Important gives the order.
Yeah, I'm waiting to figure out where the fucking transport is. Where the fuck are the trucks? Oh yeah, seen. Alright. 1-1, 1-3, start mounting up into designated trucks, you're also the drivers. So assign your least favorite private.
Hold it.
Yep. What's up?
Have ICs briefed them?
That's actually a good one. They haven't yet, if I'm not mistaken.
ICs briefed them then first thing you might know that.
Anyone know? Are 2 guys allowed to use maps?
Right, okay, 1-3, open up the maps. Right, if you reference the Arma III marker I've put down, that is where we currently are. We'll be moving from there to the big fuck-off square over here. The dismount point, from what I can gather, will be in 1-2-3-0-3-5. What will happen there is we'll be moving from there
you want another plan as well?
to this rendezvous point.
You want another plan as well?
I heard, mate, I listened in. Harbour there, 1-1 is going to take a wrecking patrol. We're going to go with them. We're going to set up in this wood block here.
Yep.
Begin with 2
The briefing now, so we're good to go in a second.
Take Kilo 1. The ware's then going to move in, take Kilo 2. So on and so forth to the other sections. Once Kilo 3 and Kilo 4 are clear, we're going to be moving from Kilo 2 to Kilo 5, clearing that and holding position there. If at any point we come under heavy contact from our right, you'll have 1-1 and fire support to give us some suppressive fire if from our right. Actions on contact will be to return fire, clicks and eliminate enemy position. Any questions? Okay, if everyone's happy.
Corin, you can start setting up transport
Okay.
now with the +1-1 moving off.
Yeah, project.
Right, if no one's got any questions then. Blackburn, you'll be driving, as of which vehicle will be getting landed upon, I have yet to find out, so let's make our way over there now.
Oh, I couldn't hear a single word.
1-1, you got the rear vehicle? Yeah, lovely. 1-3, first Vic. Green, first Vic.
I don't have my driver's license.
I'll fucking drive it well into the fucking field.
Is all the 1-3 in? We're just waiting for a few more.
I'll sit with Corn, use the backup. Gotta get a new one. We might as well join Corn's group actually.
Yeah, you're gonna be with the HQ group. It's gonna be live fire, by the way, so get rid of the BFAs.
Oh boy.
People are gonna try and kill you. 2-2, 2-3. Once you're ready, please move towards the west. You will see 2 man trucks. Please board those and we get on our way. 1-0 Bravo up.
2 Bravo 2-3, say again, over.
If you move towards the west, you will see 2 times, wrong, correction, 3 times man truck. If you could please board those and we'll be on our way towards the live fire exercise. This is 1-0 Bravo out.
Hello 1-0 Bravo, this is 1-3 Charlie. All mounted and ready to move out. 1-3 out.
Where's Cornish at?
I'm here.
You want us all in the same truck or you
So
want us
this
to
is 1-1, all mounted. Ready to move.
Try and spread yourselves out. If it all fits in the rear vehicle, everyone go into the rear vehicle and volunteer one of you guys to drive. Only 4 of you?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 2-3.
Alright.
What?
What truck?
Alright.
Take the rear vehicle together with 2-2.
Alright. 2-3, rear vehicle.
Morning, I miss you.
At least you get to see me from time to time, Donahue, don't worry.
Oh no.
Yeah, I miss you too, honey.
Oh, fuck off. You deserve to free med.
Oh boy. Yeah, so hard for me.
I always am.
Charlie, 2-3, all mounted up. 2-3 out.
Oh, what's that ugly uniform you are wearing?
Shut up, Kaval.
But you are wearing ugly uniform, mate.
Shut up.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Alright. If I'm not mistaken, everyone's... Yep, all mounted. Gonna be taking the Panther?
Yeah, I'm taking Panther at least. Medics and sergeants, you can ride with if you want, or you can ride with the fucking soldiers. Up to you.
Yeah, I'll drive with the first Vic in that case.
So just set us off when you're ready.
Will do.
Shut your fucking mouth.
Right, get out of my way.
Oh hell.
Oh fuck, you're following me. I have one in the unit, Mick.
The very last week I'm the Panther.
A few squads is riding with us. I've just got Walton.
Just set them off, mate.
Roger that. You gonna be rear, you said?
I'm in front of it.
Roger that.
Squires and Zeus and just leave them in.
Alright, Charlie 1. Step off. Speed will be 5010 Bravo. Squires the Zeus is probably going to teleport himself.
That's a lot.
Suspect heading left.
Turning left.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. Never mind, I retarded. Well, I know your sense of direction is sometimes lacking, so... does anyone see the rest of the fucking convoy?
What the fuck is going on, Tony?
First Vic did not notify a fucking turn.
Fucking idiots.
This is the stop point anyway, I direct them.
Yeah, they need to reverse back towards the white junction and then take a right turn.
We figure it out.
Roger. Fuck's sake, Hayes.
Charlie, I do apologise for the misdirection. Out.
Control window key. You go through swimming, and then you should be in there.
Dismount.
All out, dismount.
Charlie 1, pull off the side of the road and conduct a full dismount. Once you're out. Yeah, there you go. Again. Alt happens.
Okay, 1-3. Can we get the guys over there onto me now?
Alright, set up a slide out your ARD around here. Alright, ARD. Watch where your position, don't cross over into the line of fire of other sections.
Can someone please shoot those idiots?
Fucking popo.
Everyone wants to shoot that fucking popo.
Okay, set up ARD, facing.
There should be more or less a direct B line south from here.
Go on platoon call. Order march 1-1, 1-3, 2-2, 2-3.
Okay, direct south.
Charlie 1, this is 10 Alpha, and we'll be going platoon column. Order march is 1-1, 1-3, 2-2, 2-3. We are moving off times now. 10 Alpha out.
Okay, we're going to be doing second and
You must be doing 100 kilometers an hour down that road.
I've been moving with 1-1 up front in that case.
Yeah, sure.
Roger.
I'll go look at those people.
Where is 1-1?
Charlie, this is 1-1, set me up now. Out.
I'm attaching on to 1-1 black wind, so yep. Cheers.
Flat beam right there.
Charlie, this is 1-3 Charlie, moving out times now. 1-3 Charlie, out.
Charlie, 2 fleets moving times now. Out.
Sergeant, once you reach the RV location, start setting up platoon harbor. Basically create a triangular defense without 1-1, because 1-1 will be moving into the reconnaissance position almost immediately.
Roger that, we'll let 1-1 to the bay at D until 1-3 reach and then push him off.
Charlie, all sections. 1-1 has reached rendezvous point, taking up ARD west side. 1-1 out.
Fucking elbow whole day. That West Ball. Alright, Bull.
Yep.
You can start pushing your lads into the position. Everyone else gonna fill in the platoon harbour, so get towards the recce position, alright?
Roger that.
Okay, so
Green. Green.
South to east on this ARD.
Green. Green. We're gonna set up platoon harbour here, so basically triangle shape. You're gonna be 1-3 watching the southeast in the baseline, and the other section of gonna finish off the triangle, alright?
Gotcha. Cancel that, we are only watching the southeast, so get a baseline.
Alright lads, baseline southeast.
Alcom. Alright. So over there you got somewhere the tip of 1-3. You're gonna make a baseline based towards the southwest, making the tip of a triangle.
This is 1-3. We have set up facing southeast.
Wait, say again?
1-3 Charlie out.
Yeah, platoon harbour, exactly.
Alright, on that side of 1-3?
Yeah, right side of 1-3, watching southwest.
Alright, section, you heard it, let's get moving. Make sure you go behind it, make sure you go behind it.
Hi, King.
That's not 1-3,
Cowlick.
What's up?
We're setting up platoon harbours, a triangle shape. 1-3 and 2-2 are making the sides. If you can make the rear, pushing towards the rear, alright?
Again?
You're at the base of the triangle, basically, with 2-3. Got it?
You mean fucking 2-up formation?
No, we're making a platoon harbour, mate. Basically a triangle with the sections all forming a baseline.
We'll baseline north then.
Yeah, roger. Make sure you're interconnected with the rest of the platoon.
Alright boys, come on. Baseline north.
They're setting up. I hear shots.
10 Alpha, is that you being shot at or taking shots? Over.
0 Alpha, this is 1-1. Roger that. Sorry, I was down with the first shot. We put down 1 times contact. Over.
Understood. What's your Alpha? Fuck. Well, that was that. The elements of surprise gone.
Yeah, went down the fucking drain. Alright, want me to tell the last again to positions?
Yeah.
Roger that. Run 1-3, 2-2, 2-3. Start moving to your initial starting positions. 1-0 Bravo out.
Okay, Blackburn, we're moving from here to the initial starting position.
Well, let's get rid of your
Where's FSS?
Oh, just leave him.
Charlie, this is 2-3, spotted 1 times enemy combatant, south-southeast of Platoon Alpha, 2-3 out.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up.
I think it's
There's a guy there, boys. There's a guy right there.
It's
Armed.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I took a train.
I'm gonna
so
fucking shoot him now, Mick. Firing. He's down. No, it's not.
No, that you guys were too fucking blind to see the guy walking right there.
2-3, this is 1-1. Message over.
Sending message over.
2-3, we have eyes on 2 times contact. We believe they are in the woods that you're going to occupy. Over.
Yeah, Roger on last. We'll be moving in an arrowhead and clear them out. 2-3 out.
Charlie, about 150 meters to the east of the RV, took 1 times contact. Contact has been eliminated. 2-2 is continuing route to its position. Out.
Did you say Charlie? Sorry.
Everything is going fine today. Just perfect.
Hey, try to be fucking stealthy. Ba 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 ba. Alright, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Wrong net.
Oh, fuck, steam overlay. Who's walking behind me?
Roger that. How do you feel when you are having a person that?
I just figured out on my stream that I forgot to change the title in the game I'm playing.
Yeah, I wanted to like get you know that you forget to.
Yeah, I just changed it.
This is 1-3 Charlie. Message over.
1-3 Charlie, this is 1-1. Message. 10 message over.
Them targets to your northeast have been eliminated. Brig. Woods may need still to be cleared. Over.
Roger that. 1-3. We will keep our heads on a swivel. 1-1 out.
Charlie, 2-2 has arrived and its overwatch position. Out.
Charlie 2-3 is moving to our initial position. 2-3 out.
There's a minute thing for you. Everything?
1-3 and 1-1, this is 1-0 Alpha. Are you in position yet? Over.
Yes, they're up. We've just maintained position, but we're now under heavy fire. Over.
Suppress. 1-0 Alpha out.
Almost
2-3, 1-0 Alpha. Move your fucking asses. Get it done. Strap out.
Dig in if you need to.
Alright, Grim, can you hear me? Yeah. Alright, let me go over this one more time for once we move out. Gonna move directly south, and we should go across the road to the T junction. There will be 2 buildings on the right-hand side of the T junction, which will be the west side, and there will be 1 building on the left-hand side, which will be we will move past down those few buildings and everything to the south of that up until we run into another road going from west to east will be our responsibility. Understood?
Understood? Are we going in column or baseline or how?
We're moving up to the buildings. We'll move in a column formation because 2-3 will already be there in the buildings ahead of us right now. So there will be no need for a baseline, so we'll just move it in a column, and then we will move from building to building once we get to Kilo 3.
Hello, 1 Alpha, this is 1-3 Charlie. We are set and ready to move in on your order. 1-3 Charlie out.
Where the fuck did Mikkelsen go to? No, it's further down the line. Gavan, I'm moving.
Yep.
2-3, this is 2-2, message over.
Sending message over.
Keep in mind, once you advance on Kilo 1, K2 is going to have limited eyes on the western side of Kilo 1, and you'll have some eyes on the eastern side of Kilo 1, however. Over.
Yeah, right on up, you're already in Kilo 1, clearing out buildings. Break. Taking contact from south-southeast, break.
Yeah, let's see what it is.
Would be nice to get eyes on that to be out.
Grab a tree!
2-2, that is your area of responsibility. What's your alpha?
Do we have a fire as well? If we see a contact.
Crossfire, mate. There's a lot of friendlies in front.
Yes. The battle has begun. See an enemy, you killed it.
What the fuck are you doing, 2-2? You ought to provide suppressive fire. Southeast, not move in, is not your fucking cue yet.
Pull back, boys, pull back. 2-3, just once you're alpha, give me a sit rep over.
So Alpha, wait for him, currently sorting up my guys. Out.
I think I have seen a contact on the south side of the city, approximately 200 meters away.
Zero Alpha, 2-3, prepare for sit rep, over.
If we see contact, are we going to try?
This is once you're alpha, center.
2-3 is currently clearing out the southwest, northeastern building. Right. Took 1 times T3 casualty, right. Taking out 2 times enemy in the building, right. Proceeding with dealing with contact. Over.
Understood, keep up the front, you're up out.
Hello, Alpha, this is
Yep.
message over.
This is what's your alpha, center.
We are set in grid 1, 2, 1, 0, 4, 3. Do you want us to move into Kilo 2 now? Over.
Over.
Wait, the power, one to return. What's your about?
Alright, that's 2 contacts down.
I can see where the fuck's impacting, but I know it's hitting somewhere.
Over there, just saw some smoke.
Roger.
It's behind 1-3. No, 1-2. No, 1-3. 1-2 on 1-3.
Zero Alpha, this is 1-1. We are taking IDF fire. Over.
Want me to take it, Mick?
Understood, 1-1. Try and fucking stay put for now. Zero Alpha, out. 1-3, what's Zero Alpha? Initiate assault. Zero Alpha out.
Two 3-1-0 Bravo. Message over.
Send your message over.
We're gonna need you to ramp up the pace. Friendly sections are taking IDF fire. We need to start moving. Over.
Yeah, Roger, I'm not forward on move.
There's a guy that by the red house, building green
That
house.
next time instead of just randomly shooting.
Yeah, I couldn't really see if he was
2-2, advance to the wood line. Prepare to move in when it's your turn.
Already at the wood line.
You guys are fucking scattered.
Can't work out if that was a grenade or idea.
I see.
That was a nade.
I got 2 down, but there's still quite a few guys left.
Well, if you take fire,
Jeez, make sure you guys clear all these trenches.
Helicopter.
Yeah, that's JC.
Alright, just get ready to move once we're called. Not yet, not yet.
It's genuine, I love that.
We had 2, what was it? It was 2 tier 3s from 1, 2, 3.
What I hit 1 tier 3 so far.
Right, okay.
As long as it's secured that location, Toot is gonna push. We can move in as HQ and push those guys up.
I spotted an enemy bearing.
Hang on, I see it, don't worry.
1-1, this is 1-0 Alpha. Can you give me a casualty report over?
Behind the
More RDF.
Can you give me
At the moment, we have only 2 T3s, but the IDF is still coming in hard.
I'm
Over.
not shooting, but I don't know the range.
It's 482.
That was very unrealistic idea then.
Alright.
4 more shots.
Understood, 1-1. You are free to move about 50 meters to your rear if you need so. Let's wrap up.
Oh fuck, on the south side. The building. Looks like a grey one with the bright roof.
Man, fuck that score.
I think there is a one contact behind the south sandbags on the south side.
I'm crossing the one side. In the forest. One contact spotting.
1-3 is 1-0 Alpha. I need you to pick up the pace. Okay, so fucking building's clear. So Alpha out.
2 Alpha, 2-3, message over.
Sir send it.
Kilo 1 has been cleared, break.
2-2, move. Kilo 1 clear, move.
Contact from Kilo 3, break.
I don't give a shit, Daniel. Get your fucking ass into gear right now.
White, break. White through, yellow body. Over.
Understood. Set up the structure surrounding you and provide overwatch as best you can for 2-3, and 1-3. That's what I'm moving in now. Once you're off out. HQ, we're moving in. Go.
Right, let's move.
Roger. Magazine.
Also moving. Osman.
As soon as the call that K5 is clear, we will be moving up to K6.
Alright, this building's going to be ours. Right, let's move inside.
Nicholson,
You mend the site.
on the road to you, mate. Roadblock.
Johnson, you're green like you are.
Fix it, Cowlick. I don't care how you do it. Make sure 2-2 can push. Alright, medics inside.
Moving in.
You've got more
Fucking Christ. Watch that goddamn line. Vic, if you pushed him one more yet.
I'm doing your leg.
Once you're alpha, move your fucking asses.
Johnson, do me a favor, watch the fucking...
Once you're alpha, out.
I'm gonna put 200k in your leg, mate. Keep open.
Yeah, I got that potato
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Bring it up. I'll sort you out, mate. You just keep security.
Yeah. Okay, you can move your...
Let's fix you now, King.
Understood. Keep up the good work once you're alpha.
Oh my days.
Charlie, 2 versus 2, 3, very still, 1 active MG and 2
Right, get outside.
I don't have the help here. That could be a problem.
No, it's just a fucking shit show, right? Not get shot.
Yeah. 8,000 pounds off a 4 month. Okay, you can move your naked from they take the legs
Right, 200k's off. You're sailing. I'll come checking you in a bit, mate. You are cheers, mate. I believe.
1-3, this is 1-0 Bravo. Sitrap, over.
Yeah, hold on. And they coming out. Okay, I'm stitching you up. Wait on, I will check your butt push.
I'll give you by flashbang.
1-3, this is 1-0 Bravo. Sitrap, over.
Zero Bravo, wait out, contact.
1-3 Delta, this is 1-0 Bravo. I don't give a fuck right now that you're under contact. I want to sitrap on your situation right now. Over.
Hello, 10 Bravo, this is 13 Charlie. Contact the sit rep, over.
Standing by with the sit rep, over.
We are currently in grid break. 1, 2, 3, 0, 4, 4. We are currently clearing the biggest building within that area. Break. We are taking 2 times casualties, 1 a tier 2 and 1 a tier 3. Wrong. 1 tier 3 and 2 tier 2. We are currently
Say again on last, over.
We currently have 3 casualties, 2 times tier 2, 1 times tier 3. Break. We have 2. Break. 3-1. The vehicle approaching your position.
Let's get inside the
At 1310 Bravo. Try and push on. We need Kilo 2 clear. I say again, Kilo 2 needs to be cleared. 10 Bravo out. Yes. No, you're staying here for the time being.
Yeah, good go.
1-3, this is 1-1. Do I see you approaching a green and yellow striped building? Over.
Anyone got a GP?
Yeah.
No jump is here.
That building, confirm that there is a UAV.
There's a UGL.
I will let my guys out of that area.
I'm here. Okay, managing his leg.
Johnson, I need you to keep my eye on that.
Once you're Alpha, I need you to move your ass back into Kilo 2 and if it is clear, set up defenses so 1-1 can move into Kilo 4. Understood, over.
Roger that, 1 Alpha, Wilco, 1-3 Charlie out.
2-2, this is 10 Bravo. Sit rep, over.
We can, but we're a 3-man section with 2 of them being 2-2. Over.
Oh, Christ. Alright. We need to send up 2-3. Pull 2-2 off the fucking line now.
Send in 1-1 to relieve 2-2.
They can't. It's blocked off. They need to go through Kilo 2, which is not cleared, and Kilo 4 is not cleared at all. No one has been in there. Best is that we let 2-2 hold position, push 2-3 down.
Yeah, like 2-2 hold position. No, 2-3 moving. They're staying
Okay, I'm still
tell them to lock themselves off somewhere. Stay put, try and keep themselves alive. And we'll get fucking 1-3 and 1-1 to murder asses.
Roger that. 2-2, this is 10 Bravo. I advise you hold position. I say again, you hold position. Wait for other sixes.
Yeah, good to go.
So you want to 1-1, so moving now. 1-1 out.
Okay.
Friendly camera now.
CPR, please, mate.
Hello, 1 Alpha, this is 1-3 Charlie, message over. Kilo 2 is now cleared, ready to move on to Kilo 5 when all friendlies are ready. Over.
Position so you can overwatch Kilo 4 and Kilo 3, 1 Kilo 2. Understood, over.
Roger that. 1 Alpha, Wilco.
Carolick, if you got fucking smoky gel, put that in his face.
Yeah, smoky gel.
Right, feeling good on his left arm.
Alright, Carolick, how many tier 2s? Roger.
I really have no clue.
Keep watching your sector, Balhorse. Just keep watching him.
1-1, this is 3-1, have you reached K4, over.
Roger 3-1, we have arrived. Thank you for the cover. 1-1 out.
He's stable. He's stable. We'll see if any other casualties at the moment. Sorry, Johnson,
If
we'll
he's
come back
going
to you in a
to
minute, mate, when you're stable.
Hello,
You are
1
stable,
Alpha.
you
This is 1-3.
Cowlick.
Message.
doing it.
Cowlick, while you're here, get your fucking section as best organised as you can.
On my location, as I have 3 casualties, is there any possible way of that happening? Over.
I know.
Not current time.
Why haven't you applied the syndicate?
Right leg. Oh, sorry, left leg, don't you?
Yeah, you've got. Yeah,
We need that main road clear.
Yeah, I know it's just. I get on It's a button.
Paul, you close?
Yes, I'm here.
I've got one tier 1 here. I should be able to stabilise them.
3-1?
Alpha tier 1, mate. I should be able to stabilise him, so I'm going to try and get him out.
Yeah, that's the only. Yeah, should be fire support.
It might take a while.
Yeah, that's alright.
Where the fuck is Johnson?
He's been treated, he's
Tier 1.
T1.
He's tier 1. Right, section is Amber.
Okay.
21, this is 1 Alpha, the message over.
How many T2s do you have?
This is 3-1, send message over.
1-1 have started to get hands on Kilo 4. Could you please move into the southwestern structure in Kilo 4 set up fire positions? South to hands to southwest. Over.
To
do this, what's for Alpha?
Contact! Fucking 9 o'clock! 9 o'clock?
0 Alpha, 2-2 is currently hold up in 8-figure grid break.
Okay, you should be okay.
1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 4, 4, 9. Currently still have 2 times T2s and 1 times cancel that's just 2 times.
Charlie, 1. Fucking IED strike. IED strike.
It's an IED.
Yeah, stay still.
1-1, this is 1-0 Bravo, report in, over.
0 Bravo, this is 1-1, still clearing K4, over.
Understood, 1-1. 1-3 reported.
Fuck.
It's okay, he's
Hello,
alright.
1 Alpha, prepare for sit rep, over.
Send it.
About 5 minutes ago, we took a IED strike in grid
Hey,
break.
Johnson, can you hear me?
1,
Yeah, well,
2,
I can hear you.
2,
Cool, man. Can you
0,
try and stand up?
4, 4. It was a blue urinal that exploded. So, no injuries have been taken. We are still holding position within Kilo 2. Section is green, amber, green. Over.
Praise the fucking sun.
Understood. We'll drop out.
Come to check me in a few minutes.
The second K5 secure already.
0 Alpha, this is 2-2, message over.
Has been treated. Alright. I'll even K3, roger.
Oh, fuck.
We needed to move.
He's down.
Hello, 1-1, this is 1-3, message over.
Contact, 2 o'clock.
What confused me? Be serious.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, mate.
10 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
Smoke us before.
1 and 2.
What's your
Alpha, this is Run Version, message over. Building where 1-1 attempted to breach has exploded. Definitely casualties in there.
Fuck.
Move up to the order sandbag. Here you go.
1-1 went up in smoke, basically.
Fine.
What's the K5?
Negative, K3, K3, you're going K3.
Section on me.
Sorry, that was wrong. We're in contact. Yeah, being engaged by unknown number of enemies from different directions. Send rep from me is just listen now.
Get out of here, Walton. It's an active firefight. You've already
Understood.
got
We're
to
doing the best we can. One shot up.
Mission the fuck cross. No, cross. Go on.
Well, I've already lost. Why the fuck do I continue this exercise?
Behind you, kind of like.
Gang, other building mate. Unanswerable.
Yeah, I've already lost. This is done. We're done.
Let's see what we can salvage.
What the fuck am I
Guys,
Getting-
you know, I've lost like the entire platoon. So.
For if you can get on 8-5 for logistic.
Who's in charge of this exercise? I want to talk.
010, this is Griffin 1, message over.
Is that Hayes?
Griffin 1, this is 10 Bravo, sent your message over.
Roger, we have 3 times reinserts ready for you guys. We are orbiting the area right now, awaiting HLS and further instructions, over.
Oh, he's still here.
Roger that, Griffin 1, stand by. 10 Bravo out.
Yeah, he's here.
Trying to find a fucking HLS, apparently there's reinserts coming in. Griffin 1, this is 10 Bravo, stand by for HLS, over.
10 Bravo, Griffin 1, standing by, over.
HLS grid is as followed. Figures 1, 2, 2, 5, 0, 4, 3, 5, over.
Roger, I have 1, 2, 2, 5, 0, 4, 3, 5, over.
Correct, over.
Roger, simulated helicopter landing inbound. Troops will be put on the deck. Talon 1 out, or Griffin 1 out.
Yeah, we got 3 rangers coming in, Mick. I will collect them at the HQ.
Corin, you're free to set up a new HLS closer to town if needed.
Yeah, roger that, but Squire just got kicked out of the fucking game. Because of Zeus.
Command, use your short range if you can't find core.
Yeah, I'm to the northwest, mate.
Man, what are you doing?
Alright, 3 times, reinserts coming in. Give me a second.
This one's your Alpha Center.
Scott, hold up. Who else is waiting? Boom?
Oh, Davies and
Yo.
myself. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, over.
Teleported, by the way.
Yeah, Bull, you're back here.
Who's got teleported again? Do I move up to K4?
Right, Johnson, do you want to go outside?
Try and regroup B section.
I was searching for you. I thought that you went forward.
Turn right.
Right, Mick, how fucked up is it right now?
Leave the truck was pulled out like 20 minutes ago.
Alright. Want to ace off section out of march and see what comes out of that, either pull out or stay?
Alright, okay. No, fuck it, I'm making a call. I need some sit reps from the Give me, give me some.
Yeah, roger that.
2-3, what's your alpha? Give me sit rep over. Two, three, just once your alpha, sit rep over.
2 Alpha, wait 1.
2-2, this is what's your alpha, sit rep over.
Send message over.
Give me sit rep over.
2-2 is still located in the building in 8-figure grade. Break. 1, 2, 3, 0. 0, 4, 3, 9. Break. Correction 0, 4, 4, 3, 9. Break. Correction 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 4, 4, 9. Currently have 2 times T2, 1 times massively T3, and the last member is green. Over.
Alright, I'm taking Kavan game out of there.
Initiate pull on towards HQ location.
Alright, Kavan with me, we're gonna meet them.
Let's go, Colin. Let's like use our time to
Alright, get your fucking broke dicks out of here. You move back to HQ. If you're tier 2, let them medic carry you.
1-1 is what's your alpha, sit rep over.
Who's still
We are holding position.
Alright, you take I'll come and take wall. You two make sure we don't fucking die when we move back.
Stay put for now. Sure, alpha. 1-3, what's your alpha, sit rep over.
So one's at alpha, this is 1-3. Protect the sit rep, over.
Did you see me spinning around?
Yeah. Send it.
Oh, okay, let's go inside W.
This we are currently in grid 3.
Alright, let's go.
1, 2, 2, 0, 4, 5.
Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me.
The last building has Kilo 4. Break.
I can shoot it
Ready to move on to Kilo 5. Section is still amber green.
What the
Over.
fuck?
That was some weird advanced movement.
I'm still 1-3, stay put in that building once it's clear for now. What's your alpha out? 2-3, what's your alpha, sit rep over.
Prepare for sit rep, over.
Send it.
Alright, 2-3 is currently clearing
Alright,
the last building.
both of you guys are not needing any medical aid, wait outside please.
Okay, 3.
Corn, there's a Johnson outside.
Currently have 1 times T1 casualty break.
Where are you?
Yeah, okay, I'll go.
Yeah, but mate, so
Had some contact from the tree line southeast. Have dealt with that. Currently,
Johnson, which section were you?
I was with 2-3.
Are you tier 2?
Understood. Clear that last building.
Are you tier 2?
Down to grab the tier 1.
No, I think they stabilised me.
The question is, can you run? Okay, in that case, stay here for the time being.
sorry, say again, your offer. Over.
You tier 3? Okay, roger. Alright. Johnson, you're gonna go with me. I'm gonna fucking deliver you to tier 3. Alright, make him delivering Johnson. Alright. Kavan! Kavan! I need you to move with me. Come outside. Alright, I'm here. Move down the damn road. We're gonna meet 2-3. Let's go. 2-3, there's advise we're approaching your position with Private S. Johnson from the north. 10 Bravo out.
Charlie Charlie advised to be at contact by 1 times. Sounds like a big gun. Technical, break.
Yeah, put the smoke, wait for the smoke.
Off town.
Focus 60 down. There's 1-1. Right, let's go. Break left, break left. Two, three.
Go, go, go.
2, 3.
1-3, just watch your out, and you can initiate assault on Kilo 5 once you're up.
BB?
Roger that. One
Caroline.
moving now.
We got one of you guys, you also have a medic.
Yeah, over here, and we have over there too.
Alright. Oh, fucking Christ. Alright, come on, get up there, guy. Alright, Cowlick. You're gonna need your least favorite private to run up to the T1 and get the fuck out of there.
Hello, 1-1, this is 1-3, message over.
Yeah, I can run.
Yeah, alright,
1-3,
pick
this is
the
1-1,
T1 up
send
and
it,
fucking
over.
bring him over to the last position.
Could you give us some advice from your current position?
Fucking rapid, cover the cunt. Where the fuck is Johnson? VB, for love of God, take some cover.
Contact known in the forest 100 meters to the left o'clock.
Gave him a fucking epi and he could go down for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Sounds like he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check
Is Johnson fucking everybody?
No, he's not back at his shots, that's all I hear.
Yes, mate. You guys fucking keep up the fire. Find Johnson's active Catherine.
Alright, you got this T1 stable, right?
Hey, Johnson's alright, mate. He's coming over now. You got
Yeah,
the
for I've got some
3 meters on my position right now, mate.
Maker can possibly push up the HQ a bit further to the south, just behind 2-3. Yeah, we're getting HQ here right now. If this path is not secure, I'm not pushing a medic across. Got me? So you either get one section to fucking clear it for you, you clear it yourself, alright?
This is 1-1, we are still holding overwatch, providing covering fire for 2-3, over.
To the next fucking building.
Okay, remove that after Niklas. Yeah, you should be okay.
If you look on the map, it's not a straight 5, alright?
Maker's 1-3 able to push up to K5. K5 is splitting 2-3 in half right now.
1-3, what's your alpha? Why the fuck have you not moved your ass into Kilo 5 at this current fucking time? Over.
We've one guy with cast back.
We are taking a lot of contact 1-0 Alpha, we are trying our best. Over.
Alright, Cornish.
Yes.
Listen, I'm sending up my Delta 5 team to clear up these buildings.
1-0 Alpha, this is 1-3 Delta, be advised, we have 1 times tier 2.
Is it still part of the same kilo, mate?
Covered the attack of 1-3 Charlie with our, the 1 times tier 2 who is marksman, Private M. Sean. Over.
Ross, come on, you need to get a move on.
Understood. 1-3.
Alright, what's the source of the fucking fire?
You have 1-1 and 2-3 and 2-2 providing suppressive fire. Get your ass moving. 12 out.
Some over there, you mean?
South, you correct.
I'm giving you a
Man, that
say,
fucking building, this Kilo 5, 1-3 needs to fucking move.
Yeah, that's no, that's not Kilo 5, that's Kilo 7.
Yeah, unknown effect.
1-0 Alpha, this is 1 Delta.
Christ.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
1-1 from Alpha, you failed your assault, full fire aim and suppress from 2-3. What's your Alpha?
Why is he always on shout?
Alright, Carlick, looks like you got a job. You're clean Kilo 5 now.
Yeah, already on it, mate. Got my
Good, good, good. Yeah, roger that. 2-3 is currently pushing clean Kilo 5.
Inside the building. T1. Move now. Whoa, move now, move now. Echo.
Yes.
How many people do you have?
4. 2 of us are T2. Two of us. Yeah.
You grab fucking Howard.
Alright, any available man.
Say again?
Bring them over to 1-3.
Roger that.
Alright.
Howard? Yeah, just on the other side of the damn building. Right, passing your line.
Stitching. Move the 2 on the case, please, Kavan. He's got C.
What are you medics? Stop shooting that fucker.
Do I?
Alright, one of you two is moving outside with me right now. Alcom, you got 2 tier 2s, right?
Yes.
Okay, roger. Carlick, how many guys have you guys still? Carlick, how many tier 2s?
I don't fucking know, mate. They're alright, don't worry about that.
Okay, roger that. How many guys? 3, right? Breaching into that building?
3 guys right now, yeah.
Okay, roger that.
3 fucking T2s right now, mate.
Okay. Alright. Alcom.
4-0 Alpha, this is 1-3 Delta. Be advised, we are not confident that
Yeah, roger.
over.
On me. What's the declare out the
1-1, this is 1-0 Bravo. Sit rep over.
Yeah, roger, moving up 3 now.
So Bravo, this is 1-1. We are at overwatching, over.
Where the fuck is Benny?
Roger that. 1-1. Once you hear the clear sign for Kilo 5, you ought to immediately push up towards Kilo 6. Do you understand? Over.
Good to go.
Roger that, 0 Bravo. Once Kilo 5 is clear, we will immediately push to 0-6. 1-1 out.
1-3's location. They have a 2-1.
I don't even fucking know where.
Alright, Garlic, once you get up there, we'll start moving up there.
The southernmost structure of Kilo 4.
Once they get up there,
Southeasternmost structure of Kilo 4.
I'd rather have.
I don't know what fucking 1-3 is. I really don't know.
They were at the southernmost structure of Kilo 4.
They should have been clear by 1-1. I don't know why they got fucked trying to make that small leap up to Kilo 5.
1-0 Bravo, this is 3-1. Message over.
Send it.
Do you want 3-1 to assist 1-1 in their assault of K6?
That would be lovely. What's your alpha?
Yeah, good.
At least someone's showing initiative.
Stay
1-3 is right here, where my marker is.
Come up!
Yeah, don't worry, mate. Just sticking around.
Yes, seen. How fucked are they?
They had at least 1 tier 1.
Okay, Kavan.
A couple tier 2.
Yeah.
You're moving with me. We're crossing the fucking street. Alright, let's go.
Roger that.
Charlie 1, be advised, there's a possible Dushka in Kilo 7. 1-3 Delta out.
How many fucking casualties you got and how many men you still have?
We have 1 disconnection.
1-1 Delta. Is there any chance you can give us an 8-grid reference on that, over?
What's
So we
your
can work
one?
out resistance path.
1 Corporal Green.
Where is your tier
The only
1?
people left up are myself. John,
Where is your
and
T1?
Here, in front of my legs.
Okay, get on him.
We only have 3
Who the
controls
fuck
on
is
the
moving
Two
there?
Alpha, 2 3 Max Java.
Sponsor Alpha 7.
K5 has been cleared by 2-3. I say again, K5 is clear.
Well, let's
Other
emphasize.
sections are good to go. Over.
Were they friendlies?
Charlie sections, we're being engaged from the west. I say again, to the west, the forest to the west. Over.
That's QRF.
Do you want us to support FSG up to the west?
You're here in a base of fire position. If you see targets to the west, you fucking brass them, right?
Roger. Right, lads, we have potential contacts to the west.
Right, Kavan, take him back towards. We're gonna take him back towards HQ. Get him out of here, all right?
1010, Griffin 1 over. 1-1,
Griffin 110 Bravo. Sent your message over.
Yeah, I'll
So
provide
if we just took out 10 Bravo, we have 1 times past a recruit red man floating into the bird now. We are now going to attempt to we'll be able to reinsert him shortly.
Okay,
Standing by for HLS. Over.
Roger that, Griffin 1 way now, trying to sort the shit show. Out.
I'm covering you, mate.
Okay, thank you.
To you.
Always.
2-3, just overwatch as 1-1 will move into assault Kilo 6. Sponsor Alpha.
Right, going on to 1.
Yeah, Roger. Drop me on the deck.
He stitched up. I gave him the saline, so we are just waiting to get the full saline into him.
Test all your casualties.
No.
For your win. I can medical menu. This is how you restore people on the fly.
222.
I want you.
Alright, I'm getting fucking HLS going. Give me a second.
Epinephrine. Then straight after giving an FP, give them a morphine, and then watch.
9 Kilo 1 potentially.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, looking at it now.
Within armor, obviously you're used to proper medical stuff, but within armor, if you do that, it normally gets up.
Ooh.
Say so, mate.
Could one of you lot move with me while I get an HLS going?
So sections 1-1 moving.
Howard,
now. Out.
could you move with me while I set up HLS?
And he was unable to go up.
Yeah, Roger. Just keep an eye on him and tap.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
Charlie, contact in the southern side of the town, moving towards northwest.
Griffin 1, this is 10 Bravo, stand by for HLS, over. Contact right. Alright, stop peeling right, we need to get out of here.
I'm doing it on the deck.
12 o'clock, right, 12 o'clock. Yeah, we're making fucking contact here.
10 Bravo.
Yeah, they're moving in from the east, they're flanking around us. Griffin 10 Bravo, wait out. Peeling. It's to the direct east, man, direct east.
I'll see him, mate, I'll see him.
Yeah, at least the fire team.
Set.
Right, moving. Set.
0 Bravo, 2-3 message over.
230 Bravo, send it over. Right, moving.
Yeah, we're currently pretty low on ammo. We could need some mags. Over.
Set. That's the section. Mick looks at least section strength moving in from the east. 230 Bravo. I could, but I'm taking fire myself right now. Out. Mag.
On the spike out. Sorry, it's blue.
4Q cuts.
Magazine.
Who's your left? Mick, it's not holdable anymore. Pull the fuck out. Alright, pull now.
3-1 sponsor out, follow 1-1 in the pull back to RV, drop out.
You shut up. What do you have? You alright, mate?
3-1, this is 1-1, message over.
Go ahead, 1-1.
Back in. 3-1, I suggest we do a section level bounding and fogging operation, over.
Roger that, 1-1. I think we're directly to your west. We'll be holding up. You can start the bounding, over.
Roger, 3-1, we will do the first bound. 1-1 out.
Where the fuck are they firing from?
I don't know.
2-3 sponsor
Same way.
quick sit, remote.
Fucking hates.
2-3, this is Sponsor Alpha. How many packs are you, Sponsor Alpha? Over.
0 Alpha 2-3, we are currently 9 packs, break. 3 times T2, pretty much low on ammo right now. Break.
Oh boy.
Under fire from the east end IDF. Over.
Understood. You are cleared to pull one truck back into Kilo 3.
Yeah, I think I hit, thank God.
Lucky fucker.
Yeah, Roger.
You're a personal fucking meal shield, how don't you know? Holy shit, this entire situation is going to shit, and here you are getting my fucking schoolgirls.
3-1, this is 1-1, we are set, you're clear to bound back.
Roger that, 3-1 bounding. Out.
Like, the moment they're flanking east, like, yeah, we need to go, otherwise we're gonna get surrounded.
Yeah, well, they might even cut us off completely.
Yeah, if we don't move now, we will get cut off.
1-1, we got a few guys tier 2 situation, so...
Well, they were quite far to the north already. They might already be in the trees over there as far as we fucking know.
Yeah, they're gonna be they're gonna cut us off, mate. We're fucked.
Ah, Christ.
Alright, Banjo again.
Boys, I've got teleported here for some reason.
Just get back in line, mate.
Rep, basically what you need to do is watch east with us, because we got bad guys over there trying to cut us off. Oh, he's losing connection.
Yeah.
Yep, fuck. At just the moment you think you got an extra gun. Oh wait, actually... No, I was thinking of something else. Magazines. Oh, smokes, that'll do. Oh, I can't take a shit because DC. Fuck!
Oh, fuck, I might be lucky.
1-1 is what's your opposite, right over?
0 Alpha, this is 1-1, we are pulling back at the moment, still in the process, over.
Oh my days.
Understood, report Kilo 4, drop out.
0 Alpha, this is 1-1, message over.
Short Alpha, send it.
0 Alpha, they are walking IDF behind us, over.
That means you need to move faster.
I am well aware, that is why we're pulling out.
They're fucking herding us into an area.
That's why once the 111 reaches it, the rest needs to pull out back to the fucking RV.
0 Alpha 2-3, we're currently falling back to your position. To be out.
Oh my days.
It was red.
Yep, alright.
1-1, we are now back in K4, over.
Understood, just initiating movement to RV.
Roger, 0 Alpha, 1-1 out.
Mate, I'm gonna have to go see Cavan in a minute. I'm gonna die otherwise.
Yeah, let's move back towards the other cons. Like, if there was been a proper flank, we would have gone short north as well. Oh boy. Oh well, look at this.
Oh, it's changed.
Didn't look like this last time, was it?
No, there's buildings and everything.
Okay, I will be outside of this house because I need the saving to pump into and it will take a
If
while.
I give him saving, can you patch me?
Hold this position for now.
He already has.
Well, to know where around you need to get in contact with me.
Oh, just
Yeah.
can you sort me out?
What happened to her?
Oh, really corn got fucked.
Got pull back the 10 here to
Who the fuck is on that building?
Roll net.
I believe that's green. Oh my god,
For the love of God, get off that damn roof.
This reminds me of good old days in the Tijuana. Oh fuck's sake.
Nah, mate, we just got fucking ambushed by 5 guys.
How much saving do you have? Oh, yeah, fuck up too.
No, I didn't get hit.
Oh, you are so lucky.
That's my
Yeah,
BP. Yeah, give me 250 to maybe a 500.
Yeah, we will see.
Griffin 1, this is 1-0 Bravo, Mr. Shelby.
We are currently in grid break. 1, 2, 3,
1-0 Bravo, Griffin 1, send message over.
Hold in position.
Griffin 1, since the platoon is pulling out, and looking at the time, I think it might be a good idea to index out relay with 1-0 Alpha over. Alpha and get back at you, over.
We have one Brother Shook who is having medical assistance.
You might as well index right now. It's getting late as well. Roger that. Griffin 1, 1-0 Bravo, index, index, index.
Charlie 1, this is 1-0 Alpha. Index.
Where's your window sound, you prick?
1-0 Bravo, Griffin 1.
Who wants to get overdosed by a fucking morphine? You do.
No. I'll fucking shoot you.
1-0 Bravo, Griffin 1, break. You guys are clear to be good to go on the south side of the map, town area break. Right now, myself and Hayes are returning the vehicles back to the FOB, over.
Roger that. Looks like everyone is just DCing at this position, over.
Oh, Roger.
Free to disconnect, mate.
Griffin 1, 1-0 Bravo as well. Fuck you and your little flank from the east. Out. Fucking prick.
Here's your morphine, mate.
Yeah, it's indexed.
Don't you dare, you cunt. No, well, basically, they started shooting and then look at the right, like 1 con, 2 con, 3 cons, 4 cons. Fuck, that's a fire team, and then there's some 5 other guys to the right of him.
Check the ground, mate.
Yeah, I'll just support it, yeah.
Howard.
Seen.
I'm filing an official complaint for this, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. Just remember it weren't me.
Oh yeah, I know, it's Cavani, you're right now his senior officer, so I'm filing it to you. I can feel my heart rate now.
Wait one, the morphine tends to lower the blood pressure and you was all...
Alright, fuck you guys, see you guys down there.
Probably, but...
Well, then what the shit?
Yeah, that was utter fucking shit.
Apparently, at the end it was just one guy holding up the entire platoon.
Oh no, like one of the problems
and
with that
all
sort
the
of...
fucking mortars constantly dropping on our heads and artillery.
I'm probably going to get Blenders to speak to Squires about that, because if you're going to do mortars, do it properly. Like, from what I saw, there were like 4 mortars dropping at once at one point. It's like, no, that isn't realistic. If you're going to do it with a spotter, then actually put a mortar emplacement down somewhere instead of just using the, or spamming the module.
It don't matter, I don't matter. I totaled on for over an hour longer than I should have.
We went on too long, and that's why we called Enix at one point, because it would take an additional half hour at least to get that fucking town cleared.
Yeah, and it's operationally I would have pulled out a long time ago because we only taking way too many casualties.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Like, and from my point of view, as a Zeus, I was kind of every so often, I was going back and saying, to my lads on my radio, right, guys, we're not